Hello, good afternoon, how are we all doing? My name's Key, welcome back to Premier League Dad. We are live now for Wimbledon, AFC Wimbledon, against Walsall in the League 2 playoff final. Really looking forward to this one. Walsall, I don't know if you have followed League 2 all season, but if I'm sure you have, Walsall finished the season on a run of, one winning 14? Basically a 13-game run where they didn't quite get anything over that. It was an unbelievable run to the end of the season. They were top, pretty much almost certain to go up via the automatic places, and they got a run of 13 games where they just fell to bits, and no one could quite understand what exactly was happening with Walsall, but they went on a big losing and drawing run, and somehow found themselves back in the playoffs. Pretty much on the final day of the season, they finished fourth. Wimbledon finished fifth, of course, not that far. I think it was 4 or 5 points behind them. So it is the teams that finished in fourth and fifth trying to compete for that final playoff spot up into League 1. My money's on Walsall, but I've got to say Wimbledon aren't too far behind them. I think Walsall, had they not had that catastrophic end to the season, you would fully expect them to have gone up maybe as even league champions. They were absolutely brilliant for most of the season, and then just a horrendous run for a good couple of months towards the end. So yeah, it's Wimbledon against Walsall today. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your predictions in the chat. But first off, we do have to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Match Bingo. Match Bingo sponsoring every single Premier League Dad Live to the end of the season, to the end of the 24-25 season. We've not got long left for you to take advantage of the offer. Basically, if you sign up with the QR code that's on screen or with the link that's in my description, if you bet £5, set up your account, deposit £5, you get £10 free. Go and check it out. Match Bingo, absolutely brilliant. It's a brilliant new, innovative way of a bet on the footy. I think it's fantastic. To be honest, I quite like a bet on the footy. I do have an acca from time to time, as we talk about quite a lot on the channel here. And Match Bingo is something a little bit different. So it is a little bit different. Go and check it out. I think you'll quite enjoy it. And as I say, yeah, deposit £5, you get £10 free. Go and check them out via the link in the description or via the QR code, which will be on screen throughout the game. And with that said, let's get stuck into the game and have a little chat about the lineups and what we think of this one. It's probably the last bit of competitive domestic football for some time now. Obviously, we've got the Club World Cup coming up. We've got the Champions League final, the Conference League final, Chelsea and Betis. But realistically, there's not an awful lot left after this. Going into June, obviously, we've got the National League final, Oldham and Southend playoff final, to see who's going to come up into the Football League. So looking forward to all these games coming up, but this is probably the last bit of the domestic season in the Football League on this rainy, wet, windy and rainy bank holiday Monday in England if you're in this part of the world. Let's just go live and we can have a little chinwag about all the other stuff that's been going on in football over the last few days. Jaden, good to see you, Jaden. You're going on holiday today, Jaden. Nice. Where are you off to, mate? Look, wherever you're going, Jaden, I am almost certain it'll be better than where we are right now. Let's be honest. It's wet, it's windy, it's rainy, it's bloody awful, to be honest. Wet, windy and rainy in England, so wherever you're going, I am sure, unless you're going to, like, Aberdeen on holiday, you're probably going to have a better time than you would do here, if I'm dead honest. It's pretty miserable in the UK right now. Pretty miserable. Wet, windy and rainy. So, wherever you're going, enjoy, mate. Enjoy. Right. So, the lineups for this one. Let's go through the lineups. Walsall, as I say, they're probably the favourites going into this one, ever so slightly. We did watch AFC Wimbledon in their game against Notts County, and I thought Wimbledon were full value in that one, to be honest. County weren't particularly good, but they did deserve to go through. And Walsall, everyone was at a loss as to explain what the hell happened with Walsall at the end of the season. But Walsall, let's go through the lineup. So it is Simkin, Allen, Asimwe, Chang, Gordon, Hall, Jellis, Matt, Okagbue, Stirk and Williams for Walsall. For Wimbledon, it's Goodman. Goodman has been terrific as well, by the way. I do think Goodman's one of them that's... He absolutely will make waves, I think, going up in the Football League. Whether they get promoted or not, I would fully expect to see Owen Goodman maybe move on, to be honest. He's on loan from... I think he's on loan from Palace. Is he on loan from Palace, Owen Goodman? I think he's on loan from Palace. Wherever he is, I am absolutely certain that Owen Goodman will go on and have a real career somewhere else. He's been terrific on loan at Wimbledon this season. But it's Goodman in goal, it's Brown, Harbottle, Hippolyte, Johnson, Lewis, Neufville, who scored in that game against Notts County, the captain Reeves, and then Smith, Stevens and Tilley. That's the lineups there for Wimbledon and Walsall. We'll go through them again closer to kick-off. We are about 30-35 minutes away from kick-off. So, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in terms of anything. Let's talk about football. Let's have a chinwag about football in general. It's not just going to be about football today. The whole... Oh, hang on a second. 1 second. Jonathan Guzman, who's playing today? It's Wimbledon against Walsall in the League 2 playoff final, mate. That's what we're watching today, ESR. Pedri Lover, did you see Charlton celebrating going up to the Championship? I didn't see them celebrating going up to the Championship, but I did see the game. Yes, I thought they were full value for it, to be honest. G. Lawrence, why did the match-going fans change their tune with Trent yesterday? No, booing. There was booing. There was booing. There absolutely was booing. Yeah. There absolutely was booing. Jonathan Guzman, bro, your prediction was spot on. Everton beat Newcastle. There you go. See, no one expected it, but I told you they'd get something up there at Everton. I knew they'd get something. I didn't necessarily think they'd win, mind, but I did think they'd get at least a point. So that was good. Pedri Lover, how does one celebrate going up to the Championship like it's winning the Champions League? Well, look, mate, everyone's different. Every club's different. Not every club can compete in the Champions League. And Charlton have had a really rough time. If you know anything about Charlton have had a really rough time of it. They've had, problems with the owners. They've gone down. They were a Premier League side not that long ago, it feels like. They've had a couple of relegations. They've gone down. And now it feels like they're on the way back up under Nathan Jones. So, look, yeah, I think they've absolutely earned the right to celebrate it. Whether or not you think they shouldn't, maybe they should taper their celebrations, because look, if you're celebrating it, you're not going, well, hang on a minute, lads, it's not the Champions League, just calm down. No one's winning the Champions League and going, hang on a minute, lads, it ain't the World Cup. You celebrate how you celebrate, and I think they deserve that celebration, to be fair. Vinny Markham, I'm a Leeds fan, Football League is tough. Yeah, I'd agree with that, Vinny. Yeah, it is. Obviously, I mean, look, Leeds have had their spell in the lower leagues as well, haven't they? And you guys have bounced back up to the Premier League. You know how hard it is. So, yeah, Charlton absolutely deserved their celebrations yesterday, I thought. Blurry, Villa has to be ashamed because Everton has done their thing. Villa can feel a little bit hard done by, can't they? Villa can feel a little bit hard done by. That was difficult for Villa yesterday to get that refereeing decision go against them. It was the wrong decision. You've got to feel a little bit for the referee because he's blown up a little bit too soon, and the fact that he's blown up too soon suggests he's kind of jumped the gun on it. But that's not the reason that Villa didn't get the Champions League, by the way. That isn't the reason that Villa didn't get the Champions League. Villa didn't get the Champions League over a 38-game season. Don't let any Villa fans tell you that the reason they didn't get the Champions League is because of a decision against Man United. They were getting battered in that game anyway. Villa were crap. Villa were crap against United yesterday. And look, yes, the decision went against them. There's been decisions gone for Villa all season as well. So you get some decisions, you don't get some. That's just the way it works in football. They got very unlucky yesterday. But over a 38-game season, they weren't good enough to make the Champions League. That's the fact. You can't just blame a referee for it. Vomit Spit, Sunderland, good to see you back, mate. Jaden, I'm setting off at 3. Nice. Blurry, where do you think Chelsea are going to end in the Champions League? Where do I think Chelsea are going to end in the Champions League? I don't think they qualify for the last round of the Champions League. They probably get done in the league phase. Philippines 413. Got to ask since he's my favourite player, but thoughts on Florian Wirtz to Liverpool? He's the closest thing I've seen to Philip Coutinho for some time. Yeah, closest thing I've seen to Philip Coutinho. So, very excited. Really intrigued to see how he adapts to the Premier League. I'm even more intrigued to see where the hell we actually play him. I don't know where we're going to fit him in. So yeah, I don't know. I am intrigued. Of course, look, we signed him for, it's £85 million, rising to £110 million. That's the fee that's been agreed, or it's very close to being agreed. 85, rising to 110. I think that's fair value for a top quality player. Oscar man, back again. Good to see you, Oscar. Blairy, where do you think Newcastle are going to end in the Champions League? Probably the same. I'd say Newcastle and Chelsea don't make the final round. Yeah, I don't think Newcastle and Chelsea qualify. GM, who do you think wins the playoffs today, mate? I would say it's Walsall. Yeah, I think Walsall pinch it. Just about. I think Neufville, whoever his name is, Neufville can cause problems for Wimbledon. Goodman in goal. They've got some talent in that Wimbledon team, but I think Walsall's quality will just tell in the end. Razine, how are you, mate? Joan Garcia is not likely to sign for us. Still sad about the season's end. Mate, you've won the league title. Great end to the season for Barca. Blairy, GM, who do you think wins? Pedri Lover, how many tiers are there in England? Jeez. Well, you've got the 92 Football League clubs across the Premier League, the Championship, League 1, League 2, and then you have the National League. And then below the National League, you have the National League North, the National League South, and various others even below that. So, yeah, England is a footballing nation. Michael Nixon, UTFT, up the Toffees. Good win for Everton yesterday. Ginge, 4-4 extra time, Walsall. I don't think there's going to be that many goals in it. I hope there is, mind. It'd be great if we got that many goals today. Jonathan Guzman, I would just say I'm surprised that Almiron at Atalanta United. He was a baller at FC Cincinnati. Well, he had a great time at Newcastle, didn't he, Almiron? But he just kind of faded away towards the end. Brandon, I've been joining the lives on a regular basis recently. It's great. Good to have you. Good to have you, Brandon. Yeah, always good to have you in, mate. I don't know if anyone's crossed over to YouTube yet, by the way, but if you can go over and cross over to YouTube and watch it over there, if you're tending to stay for us for the live, you get a better viewing experience over YouTube, different camera angle, better audio quality, scoreboard, goal animations, clock, all of that stuff. If you're watching on TikTok, if you're watching on YouTube, go and check us out. Premier League Dad. Kian, come on, Forest. Great season for Forest, isn't it? Yeah, great season for Forest, you've got to say. Forest getting into the Europa League, maybe the Europa Conference League. I guess it depends, doesn't it? If Chelsea win the Europa Conference League, then Forest are in the Europa League, aren't they? But as it stands, they're going into the Europa Conference League. Razine, Amorim needs Mbermo. Is it true, mate? I think he needs a midfielder like Vitinha. It would solve their issues. Well, they're not getting Vitinha. There's no way Vitinha's taking a step down from PSG to Man United. Yeah, obviously I've seen the links to Mbermo, but I can't see United getting Mbermo. I just can't see it. I think Cunha, obviously, he's a good player, but I don't know where he fits at United. I think he's a talented player, but I don't know if he makes the difference for Man United, if I'm honest. Cheers for the follow. Appreciate that. Thank you. Kean, just typical for us. Everyone else dropping points and us not winning. That Leicester game cost you, mate. That Leicester game cost you. What did Forest actually finish on? What did they finish on points-wise? Yeah, there you go. So if you'd have won that Leicester game, that Leicester game is literally what killed you. If you'd have got that Leicester win at the end, instead you threw it. I mean, the lads threw it away, and Marinakis comes onto the pitch. But yeah, I think that's probably when it ended for Forest in that game against Leicester City. Pedri, I'm happy Forest didn't make Champions League because of how bad the play style is. Well, look, they've got to play a certain way to get the best results, haven't they? Forget the play style. You've got to try and get results, and Forest did very, very well this season getting results. So, yeah, I don't mind Forest. Kean, even yesterday, we were the better team. Team just couldn't finish chances. I'll be honest, mate, we did a watch along for that one yesterday. Forest against Chelsea. We did a watch along on that one, and I thought it was one of the most dull games going. I don't think any one of the two of you had any real chances. Apart from the Chris Wood one at the very end, didn't really see him a game filled with chances, so I think a draw probably would have been the right result at the end. Razine, where should Garnacho go next? I think he should go to a club like Valencia, Wolves or something. Top level clubs wouldn't take him for 51 million. Oh, I disagree, Razine. Yeah, I think Garnacho's a talented player, and I think he's better than Valencia or Wolves, put it that way. I think you'll be surprised. Garnacho will go to a Napoli or a a team in European football. Anyway, absolutely certain of that. Apparently, there's rumours today that Joe Bellingham has started negotiations with Dortmund and Eintracht Frankfurt, both of whom are in the Champions League. So, yeah, maybe Eintracht Frankfurt and Dortmund will be going pursuing the younger Joe Bellingham brother. Blurry, how Lazio's bottled the Conference League versus Lecce. Yeah, what a mad game that was yesterday. Horrendous game. Joe, how you doing, Joe? Good to see you, mate. What a comeback Parma has to do via Atalanta. Yeah, I mean, Atalanta had nothing to play for, did they? But it was a great game, that one. We was watching Venezia against Juventus. That was very good. Tribal Chief, 965. Al Nassr v Al Fateh. Well, we're doing the Saudi Kings Cup final on Friday. Is it Friday this week? I think we're doing the Saudi Kings Cup. So, again, we're doing, because we've promised a live every single day. We do live watch-alongs every single day on this channel. Today we're doing Walsall against Walsall against Wimbledon. We're doing Walsall against Wimbledon today. And on Friday, we're doing the Kings Cup. So, it's funny you say Al Nassr. We are doing... Who's playing? Al Ittihad against Al Qadsiya. So yeah, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Benzema, Fabinho, Kante. We'll be doing all them. All them players are playing on Friday. Luke, up the Saddlers. Are you going to be talking about Walsall? Yes, mate. Yeah, we are talking about Walsall. Walsall and Wimbledon. We're doing a bit of everything just before. As in the run-up to kick-off, let's say that. In the run-up to kick-off, we'll be talking pretty much nonsense about general football. We've already done the lineups, but we'll go through them again just before kick-off. And then, yes, we'll be talking about the game as it's going on. Fish, sir, what do you think of Xabi's return to Real Madrid? He's got his work cut out for him. I think he's got a lot of talented players, a lot of big egos that he's got to try and fit into a system. And I think he might get overwhelmed by it, you know. Yeah, I think he might get overwhelmed by it. I think they've benefited over the years from a very experienced hand, you know, almost a very clear father figure in terms of Ancelotti. This is how it is. I'm the greatest manager of all time, or one of. Xabi Alonso coming in, he's a little bit closer to those players in age, isn't he? Yes, he's a Madrid legend. He's a football legend. A great player. He's won things at Bayer Leverkusen, but I'm sure he's going to be coming in, and some of those players, I think your Mbappe's and various others, will be looking at him and kind of just, I'm not sure how you're going to approach it. Fish, as a Liverpool fan, he's the best Spanish player to play with us ever. Oh no, I disagree with that. As a Liverpool fan, I can name you 2 or 3 better than him. He was a good player though, a very good player. Luke, PSG, you think PSG are going to win the Champions League final? Tribal Chief, who do you think is winning the match between Al Nassr and Al Fateh? Probably Al Nassr. Yeah. Razine, I think Ronaldo should not leave Al Nassr. He should stay and retire his career there. I think he probably will. Yeah, he probably will. Yo, and where do you get money for all the shirts? For all the shirts content creating? I don't know what you mean. Where do I get the money for all the shirts content creating? These, mate, I've just picked up over the years. Geordie, does Al Hilal win today? I couldn't tell you. I honestly haven't got a clue. We're doing the Saudi Kings Cup on Friday. Al Ittihad against Al Qadsiya, so we're going to be doing that one. Man City, what is your favourite food and player? Favourite food. I don't know, you know. I like steak. Probably steak. I like a steak. And player. Alisson Becker. I'm going to say Alisson Becker. I love Alisson Becker. I love Andy Robertson, Alisson Becker, Robbie Fowler, Steven Gerrard, Philip Coutinho, Luis Suarez, Virgil van Dijk. Any of them. Loved Ronaldinho as well back in the day. Geordie, taco. I've never had a taco. Right, so we are approaching 20 minutes to kick off now. We've got the lineups are out. Let's just have a quick check through here and see what we're dealing with. So, yeah, so the two top scorers are playing. Obviously, Matt up front, Jamil Matt up front for Walsall, and Matthew Stevens for Wimbledon. Those two are up front today for their respective teams. So the top scorers, the players who you'd expect to cause the most trouble. Jamil Matt won 3 promotions to League One in his career, so he's looking to do that again. He's 35 years of age, Jamaican football. It might actually be playing in the Unity Cup, I wonder. I wonder if he'll be in the Unity Cup side against Trinidad and Tobago next week. Razine, if Salah wasn't for the Ballon d'Or, who would you pick? Furley, Rafinha, Yamal, Dembele or Mbappe? Yamal. Yeah, Yamal. Rafinha and Dembele should be nowhere near it, mate. Rafinha and Dembele are nowhere near the Ballon d'Or. Not even close. Light Skin Lieutenant, what was your main reason for supporting Liverpool? Because my dad supported Liverpool. My dad supports Liverpool. He went to every single Liverpool game pretty much, home and away, from 1972 onwards. So when I was born, I became a Liverpool fan and we started going to games. We travelled all around the world watching Liverpool. Been to cup finals, Champions League finals, semi-finals, all that sort of stuff, all over the world, all over Europe watching Liverpool. And yeah, just that's why. Man City, oh nice, you are a Liverpool fan. I am, yeah. What game are we watching? We're watching Walsall against Wimbledon in the League 2 playoff final. Sheffield United. Oh, it was a tough end to that game, wasn't it, for Sheffield United? Oh, absolutely grim. Geordie, I picked over 1.5 goals in the Wimbledon match. Thoughts? There's not been an awful lot of quality, I've got to say, in the Wimbledon games. Do you know what? Even the Walsall games. I actually think this will be a lot like the game yesterday between Charlton and... Who did Charlton play yesterday? Leyton Orient. Charlton and Leyton Orient, we did the playoff final yesterday in that one, and I think it ended 1-0. It was a game pretty low on quality, and I think we'll probably see that again today. I'd be surprised if there's a lot of goals in this one. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's just me being a pessimist, but I do think that I'll be surprised if there's a lot of goals. So I think over 1.5. Depends what odds you've got, mate. Depends what odds you've got. Jonathan Guzman, mate, who's winning the MLS? I've got to say, mate, I haven't kept up with the MLS. I couldn't tell you who's going to win the MLS because I don't really know an awful lot about how it works over there. They've got the Western Conference, the Eastern Conference, and then they end up playing the playoffs and all that. It's all a bit complex to me. So yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't really followed the MLS for some time. I know the players and all the teams, but I couldn't really tell you an awful lot about who's going to win it and who's not. Ethan, do you know the Loch Ness Drogba? Who's the Loch Ness Drogba? Don't know who that is. Substub, good to see you, mate. Razine, you are an England fan, right? What's your World Cup chances and predictions? I'm supporting Brazil in the World Cup. I'd say Argentina and Spain have the best chance to win. No, I'm not an England fan, mate, no. Not an England fan. I'll watch the World Cup, I'll watch the football, but I'm not an England fan. I don't really support any international team. Just kind of watch the football and enjoy it. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm an England fan. But in terms of predictions for the World Cup, I mean, you never know. France, Germany, England, Italy, they all tend to just, I don't know. You never know. Some teams are just rubbish on the day in the World Cup, and they always have... There's always one curveball in a World Cup, isn't there? Lucas Lambert, why does it say 301? It's 301 because of every minute counts. It's a charity initiative. 1 minute counts. Yeah. Not 1 minute counts. Every minute counts initiative. It's a charity thing, highlighting Tom Lockyer, who collapsed in the Championship final couple of years ago, if you remember. He played for Luton, and he collapsed on the pitch at Wembley, and because of that, they've started a charity which highlights the importance of when someone collapses, you need to be very, very quick and on it. And yeah, that's the reason why every kickoff time is 1 minute past. Marco, what game are you watching? We're watching Walsall and Wimbledon, mate. FTMJ, where do you think Sunderland will finish? Probably in the bottom three. Somewhere in the bottom three. I can't see Sunderland staying up, sadly. Geordie, they have drafts too, exactly, yeah. Caleb, Man United have reached a verbal agreement with the Lap. That's great. Yeah, good luck to him. Nobody's really threatened by Delap and Cunha. Jonathan Guzman, can we all agree Real Madrid is going to win the Club World Cup? I don't know. I think you've got to give it time. There's still players coming back from big, heavy seasons, and you never know how they're going to play. It's effectively a pre-season tournament, isn't it? There's a lot of people who aren't quite sure on how serious teams are going to take that Club World Cup. So, yeah, I don't know. You might be surprised. I think some of those teams in South America, the River Plates and the Boca Juniors, they might have something to say. Looking forward to a few of the games. Pachuca against Salzburg is another one I'm looking forward to. And obviously you've got a few of the European teams playing each other. PSG against Atletico Madrid is one of the earlier games as well. So, look, I'm sure we'll keep an eye on it. We're going to be doing watch-alongs for the Club World Cup all through that tournament. Marco, who wins goes in the Championship? No, who wins goes into League One. So you've got Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two. League Two is what we're watching right now. League Two playoff final to go up into League One. Caleb, mate, Cunha is class. You're just jealous. He is. He's a very good player. He's a very good player, but I don't think anyone. Again, he's played all season for Wolves. They've finished, 15th, 16th. So wherever they are, I don't think Wolves are. Cunha's not going to make United a world class side. They're just not. Brandon, nothing been said about Delap. Just that United have got a verbal agreement with him, apparently. Allegedly. That's what someone came in the chat and said. So Caleb said that United have got a verbal agreement with Liam Delap. Here you go. Liam Delap reportedly has a deal-breaking transfer condition for Manchester United. What is that? I wonder. Reports indicate that Delap is not willing to compromise on game time and he wants a guarantee over minutes in order to make a push for the England World Cup squad. This is literally what I've said all week, all month about Liam Delap. That I don't think he'll go to Man United unless there is a guarantee of game time and minutes, which he isn't going to get. There's no way he's going to get. So I can't see he's going to get game time and minutes guaranteed. And I can't see for 1 second that Ruben Amorim would say, yeah, of course, we'll play you in a set number of games. Because if he's playing crap, he's not going to get the minutes, is he? And that's why I think he'll end up going to an Everton or a West Ham. It'd be much, much better to go to an Everton or a West Ham than a Man United. Light Skin Lieutenant, how long is the Club World Cup on for? Basically all of June. Yeah, full of June. Jonathan Guzman, Delap to Everton is something that'll happen. Delap to Everton, Delap to West Ham. I think there's a few teams that could do with Delap. Even Wolves, to be honest, if they do get rid of Cunha as everyone's expecting. Cunha to United, then they'll need a centre forward up there. Strand Larsen's only on loan, so I would imagine that Wolves going getting Delap could make a lot of sense too. And look, again, if you're Liam Delap and you think, I've got a good chance of getting in that World Cup squad, he needs to be playing regular minutes. And I just don't think he's going to get it at Man United. Caleb Delap is decent. He's okay. He's a player you look at and you're thinking, he could be alright here. Yeah, he could be okay. But when I say okay, I just mean okay. Like, he's not going to be sensational. Like, he's got fewer goal contributions than Raul Jimenez at Fulham this season. Like, Raul Jimenez, Jacob Strand-Larsen at Wolves. There's a load of players who've got quite a bit more than Liam Delap. Even Danny Welbeck has got the same number of goal contributions as Liam Delap. He's playing for Ipswich though. Yeah, of course he's playing for Ipswich, but that's my point. He's still playing in the Premier League for a team that doesn't score an awful lot of chances, doesn't create an awful lot of chances. So you've got to give him credit, but not so much credit that you overlook the fact that he's still been outscored by players like Jørgen Strand-Larsen, who are also down there. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't look at it and say what an unbelievable, amazing player he's been. Like, mate, Ipswich have only scored, like, 6 or 7 goals less than Man United. So you talk about Ipswich being crap up front, and yeah, he's playing for Ipswich. Man United aren't creating loads of chances. If you think he's going to get loads more chances at United, you're pissing in the wind. They've only got a few more goals at United than they have at Ipswich. Did you see Gyökeres say "we will see" in the interview? Yeah, I think that means he's going United, mate. I think that means he's going United. EFC, yeah, he's got potential. 40-odd million, wouldn't be overpaying. Come Everton, not United. It's not going to be 40-odd million, mate. He's 30 million is the buyout clause. Yeah, 30 million is all you have to pay to get Liam Delap. 30, and I think, if I'm right in saying it, I think it's 10 of that goes to, or 6 or 7 of that goes to Manchester City, because they've got a buyout clause, a percentage sell-on fee. So yeah, Liam Delap to anyone, doesn't matter who it is, it's 30 million quid. Caleb, know about Arsenal. He got asked about Arsenal. He said, "we will see." I thought he was going to Arsenal. You thought who was going to Arsenal? Yeah, no, but of course he's saying "we will see." What are you implying that means? The fact that he says "we will see," you think that means he's going to Arsenal? Do you think he would outright deny it? Kieran Beasley, another season done. Well, not quite. Not quite. We've still got the League 2 playoff final today, and we've still got the Conference League final, the National League final, the Champions League final, the Club World Cup. Got loads of footy still to come. Caleb, he wants to go to Arsenal, I think. Why do you think that? SCFC, Joe Bellingham is in Germany to transfer talks with Eintracht Frankfurt and BVB. Yeah, we was just saying that, mate, yeah. Joe Bellingham. Kieran, who do you think will win all them games? Oh my God. I think Chelsea win the Conference League. I think Walsall win today here. I think Oldham beat Southend in the National League. I think PSG beat Inter Milan in the Champions League final. Caleb, I get the impression. Based off what? Jonathan Guzman, Job going to BVB. Well, apparently he's having discussions with Dortmund and Eintracht Frankfurt, yeah. Ethan, we've been linked with Weeper. Wow. Pure loyalist, just another quick like and hello. All the best to you and the channel giving you a subscription. Cheers, loyalist. Appreciate that, mate. Razine, guys, isn't Delap City academic player? He is, yes. Wise Eyes, Aki, up the Saddlers. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Ethan, it's good that Viper might come to us and that he is the striker who every manager wanted. Danny Roll said we will see, and he didn't join us. Weeper, isn't he? Weeper's, isn't he? Where was he at? Where was he at, Nelson Weeper? I've seen that. Loyalist, Man United haven't really been the same team since Sir Alex. I think that's a very, very fair point. Yeah. Very fair point. Callum, get to the parade, you tin pot. What's this about? Mate, I'm not going the parade. You don't go to a parade when you've got kids. That's it, done. There's no what that you don't go away. You don't get that caper once you've got family and kids. That's a young man's game. Scrum Down Live, hey up key, hope Wimbledon win this one. It's going to be going to Plough Lane on an away day would be class. I honestly think it's Walsall's game, this one. There's Rick Parry coming out. Ex-Liverpool chief executive Rick Parry, of course, shaking hands with the players at Wembley. But I think it's Walsall's day, this one. It's going to be a very tight one, but I do think it's Walsall's day. Kieran Beasley, fair play, can't believe Walsall are in the playoffs. They were top most of the season. I know, Kieran, we were saying that before, mate. Absolutely agree. They went on, was it 14 or 13 games without a win? They were literally top of the league all season, weren't they? Absolutely flying, and then they had a couple of months where they just went, do you know what? We don't fancy playing football. It was like 13 or 14 games, no wins, fell off, and ended up in the playoffs. And they're playing the team who finished just below them, Wimbledon, now, so it does feel like that's appropriate, if nothing else. Brandon, Inter Milan have a good chance, very good defensively and going forward, good counter-attacking team. Brandon, PSG don't look comfortable defensively. I think PSG have got a better defence than Inter. I think PSG are better going forward than Inter. I just think PSG are a much better side than Inter. And I don't think, if I'm dead honest, I think Inter are very fortunate to be in the final, given the way that they played in the game against Barca in the second leg. Ethan, he's at Mainz. I thought he was at Mainz, yes. Callum, there's loads of people here with kids and that. Well, hey, listen, not my wife and kids. Not my wife and kids. So yeah, good luck to him, but no, I wouldn't be going to the parade, mate. It's not my thing. Not interested in it. Doesn't do much for me. Jonathan Guzman, so you think Walsall is getting promoted? I do, yes, I do. Marco, is there some games tonight which you're going to watch? Yes, we've got another game tonight. We're watching Ross County against Livingston tonight. That's the next game on Premier League Dad live. We're going to do this one, and then tonight we've got Livingston, Ross County and Livingston in the second leg of the SPL relegation playoff game. It was an unbelievable end to that game. I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter, if you've seen any of the news, but basically Livingston were 1-0 up, and in the last minute, Ross County got a penalty, which I didn't think was a penalty. They got a penalty given to them. They scored it, they equalised, it's 1-1, and a fan spat at one of the, I don't know if it was the manager or one of the coaching staff, spat at one of the coaches of Livingston, I think it was. And absolutely mad end to the game. There was pure chaos on the touchline. So it's going to be a feisty one, that one tonight. We'll see who stays in the SPL or who goes up to the SPL and who's going to go down or stay in the Scottish Championship. I guess we'll see. But we'll be doing that one tonight, and then we'll be live, obviously, throughout the week. We've got other live games coming up. We've got Real Betis against Chelsea, Europa Conference League final. We've got Stade Reims versus Metz in the League 1 relegation playoff final. We've got the King's Cup, the Saudi King's Cup coming up, Al Ittihad versus Al Qadsiya. I'm going to do that one. So if you like watch-alongs, if you love watch-alongs, if you love football from all different countries, we do a watch-along every single day on this channel without fail. We haven't missed a watch-along in months. We do more quantity and quality on this channel. Quantity and quality. So we're going to be doing that one. Kieran Beasley, they beat Reading in the Virtu Trophy, my team. Alejandro Garnacho, Manchester United. Marco, what do you mean fortunate, mate? Fortunate. What did I say? I can't remember what I said about fortunate. SCFC, we took Nathan Lowe back from his loan and he's still there. Top goal scorer. Yes, I know. I was going to say, yeah, Nathan Lowe is. It's Matt now, isn't it? There's Matt and Stevens who are the top scorer of these respective teams. Caleb, I get the impression with his body language and tone in the interview. SX Heim predictions. I'm going to go 1-0 Walsall in this one. That's my prediction. 1-0 to Walsall. Oh, Inter. Sorry, yes, Inter. I think Inter were fortunate because I think, obviously, well, one, Acerbi scores a very, very late goal. Barcelona, I thought, battered them in the... I mean, obviously, Inter start the game amazingly well, but Barcelona really come back into it. I thought over the two legs, Barcelona were just about the better team. And yeah, Yamal hitting the post and all that sort of thing. I think Barcelona are a better side than Inter. Inter played out the skins. And yeah, I mean, look, they went through, but they definitely needed a little bit of luck. So I think the best two teams in Europe this season would have been Barca v PSG in the final. That would have been the one. That would have been the one. Because then it would have been, wouldn't it, the two teams who are playing. They've both won a double. They've both won a league and a cup. And they'd have been fighting for the treble. It basically would have been to see who wins the treble in Europe this season. And I still think it's going to be PSG, yeah. Kevin Morris, come on Walsall, waiting for a good payout. I've got Walsall as well, mate. Yeah, I've got Walsall. Ethan, will you be watching Southampton next season? Of course, yeah, we'll be doing championship games. Absolutely we will. Championship games, Carabao Cup games, we're doing them all, mate. We will be live. I guarantee you next season, every single day, same as we have done this season, we'll still do lives every day. Jonathan Guzman, do you keep up with the NBA playoffs? Not at all. No, not at all. I don't know anything about basketball really beyond the Lakers and all that sort of. Oh, here we go. We're off and underway. Christ, I've missed the kickoff. We're off and underway. Yeah, I know some of the teams. I've been and watched some basketball when I went to New York. We went to watch the Knicks, and I went to watch a bit of ice hockey while I was out there as well. The New York Rangers. But that's about it, to be honest. I don't know much about basketball. Couldn't tell you who anyone is. Couldn't tell you who's good. That's about it. Used to play quite a bit of the NBA 2K games back in the day, but I haven't for many, many years. Right, long throw in here. Walsall about to launch it into the box. Flick on, cleared away. Ethan will be doing any watch-alongs in July. Mate, we'll be doing watch-alongs in June and July and going through to August. We'll be doing the Club World Cup. We're going to be doing pre-season games. We'll be doing the Nations League games. Any football that's on. Any football that is on. There's the Norwegian League, the Swedish League. Both of them are still running over the summer. So we'll probably do a bit of everything. We'll do football. Put it that way. Any football that's on telly that we can all watch, I will be watching on this channel and we'll be doing watch-alongs on it. That's what we do. And we have a general chit-chat, as you know. We'll do a general chit-chat about it. 6th, Wimbledon today. They're local to me. Hope they win. Well, Wimbledon, I thought, were the much, much better side against Notts County. They deserve to go through in that one. But I think over the course of the season, Walsall have been the better team, haven't they? And yeah, it's just for that reason. Even though Walsall fell off, like, spectacularly, I think Walsall are the better team, so I'm expecting Walsall to win today. Ethan, women's. Oh, the women's. Is it the Women's World Cup or the Women's Euros? I don't know who's on. We might watch some with the women's stuff. If I'm dead honest, mate, I don't really know any of the women's football players. I don't know any of the teams, who's good, who's bad. Like I know Arsenal won the Champions League the other day only because someone told me. Yeah, I've never followed the women's game, so I have no idea about it. I don't profess to know anything about it. Obviously, a very different thing to the men's game. I don't know anything about it. So if it's on and that's all that's on, then maybe we will. But generally speaking, we'll stick to the men's game on this channel. The Euros, right? Okay. Yeah, generally speaking, we'll stick to the men's game and. We'll do that sort of thing, but I purely because I don't know anything about the women's game. Don't know anything about it. Apparently Lyon's a good team in the women's game. I didn't even know that. Lyon's like one of the best teams going. News to me. Jaden in the taxi. Nice, mate. Good luck. Enjoy the holiday. Walsall sending it long here, long throw forward. This is the problem with once you drop down a couple of tiers, it does just feel like there's less of the ball on the deck. It feels like the ball very much stays in the air a lot of the time, and you get big centre halves heading it forward, and then set pieces. It's gone behind. It's a corner to Walsall here. Ethan, what is the Livingston match on? The Livingston match is on tonight on Sky Sports. Man United is the game on TNT. This one is on Sky Sports, mate. Yeah, Wimbledon against Walsall. I don't know why I keep saying Wickham. I think it was because we watched Charlton and Wickham the other week. No, it's Wimbledon against Walsall, and it's live on Sky Sports right now. Walsall have the most set-piece goals this season, 25, and they've got a corner here. 5 minutes in. Chance for Walsall to get an early goal here. Whipped in from the right-hand side. Claim for the penalty. You're not getting that. Not getting that. Chelsea forever. German football is happy about Ten Hag. Good to have him here for the coming season. Yes, totally agree with that. Yeah, totally agree with that. I think Ten Hag's a very, very underrated manager. And, I think he's done really well at United. I know many, many people don't think he does, or he did. But I've got the feeling that... I've got the feeling that Ten Hag's going to do well at Leverkusen. I think he's a reliable manager. And what happened at Manchester United isn't necessarily his fault. Marco, who wins, gets promoted to Liga. That is the case in the Metz game. Yeah, we're going to be doing Stade Reims against Metz. Metz have already won. I think they was at Dunkirk. I think they beat Dunkirk in the game the other day. And they're playing Metz. It's a second leg against Metz. They're playing Reims. So if Reims win that one, then Reims stay in Liga. If Metz win it, then Metz come up to Liga. If not, they stay in Ligue 2. Walsall breaking forward here. Cleared away by Wimbledon. Ooh, that's getting a bit feisty in the middle there. Lewis leaving his mark on the Walsall captain. Jonathan Guzman, 3791. I love how Darwin was a part of the celebration. I think Nunes is going, isn't he? Spent more time braiding his hair than actually playing football in the last couple of weeks. Apparently, we're actively pursuing a deal to get Alvarez swapped with Darwin Nunes. Yeah, Darwin Nunes to Atletico Madrid. Alvarez coming in. Stone Combat Vet, first time here, just subscribed. Cheers from the States. Good to see you, mate. Really good to see you. Nice to have you in the on the channel. Come back, please do. Please. But good to have you. We've got plenty from the States. We've got a bloke who watches quite regularly from Austin, Texas. Baffles me that. Still baffles me that I'm just, just a dad sat here in a wet and windy England on a bank holiday, and there's people watching right now from Vietnam. There's a guy who was watching the other day from the Arctic Circle. I don't know why you get Wi-Fi there. TV signal. What a guy. But yeah, Vietnam, the States, Australia, absolutely baffles me. Marco, I watch from Italy. Nice, Marco. Nice. I'm going to have to work on my Italian. Long ball forward. Wimbledon first real opportunity to get into the Walsall half here. It's cleared away. Ethan, my girlfriend watches you with me and she is from Serbia. Nice, yeah, we've got a few Serbian, well, not Serbians, Eastern Europeans, I should say. We've got a few Eastern Europeans who watch. I don't know if they're specifically from Serbia. Is it Slovakia? Slovakia is where one of our regulars watches from Slovakia. Geordie, I watch from Norway. Nice. It's cool. It's cool. I love that. I love that we've got people from all over the world watching. It's very, very nice. Shows that we can all bond over football and watching a bit of football together. Brings the world together, this sport. Javi, what do you say to the Spain team in the Nations League? Who are they playing? Who have they got coming up? I'm not quite sure now. Nations League semi-finals, isn't it? And it's Germany, Portugal, Spain, France. Right, okay. I think it's going to be Germany, Spain final. Sorry, Germany, France final. Germany, France. I think France beat Spain. Marco, I'm Italian. That's why I make grammar mistakes. There's nothing wrong with that. Your English is very, very good. Believe me, I would never have guessed you were Italian. You're probably better speaking English than most of the English who come in here. Plenty. Christ, better English than me most of the time. Chelsea forever from Germany. Deutsche, like it. Right, 8, nearly 9 minutes in. Still not really any meaningful chances on goal, if I'm honest. There's not really been any shots on target. Ethan, would you say I'm a regular? Yeah, of course you are, Ethan. Yeah, absolutely you are. LFC Jacob Verts to Liverpool this week. Yeah, he wants it completed before he goes off to the Nations League on the 3rd of June. Apparently that's when he joins up with the German national team for the Nations League on I think it's the 4th of June, isn't it? They play 4th of June. They play Portugal. Is that right? And he's joining up with the squad on the 3rd of June for training. So he wants it wrapped up, medical, contracts signed, pictures, everything done and dusted before the 3rd of June. So that is what day is that? 3rd of June is a week tomorrow. So yeah, definitely this week. In the next week, I would say before the weekend. Walsall just about get it away. It's going to be a goal kick. It's claiming a corner, but it's going to be a goal kick. But yeah, Verts to Liverpool. It's going to be mad that to see Liverpool actually going out and paying. Allegedly, the fee is £85 million, rising to 110. Ethan, my girlfriend just said in Serbian that Premier League Dad is entertaining and he is kind. That's very sweet of you. I wish I could return the speech in Serbian, but sadly my Serbian is not very good. But thank you. Wimbledon about to get the ball long. It's a lot of long ball already. We can see the way this game's going. It's lots and lots of long ball. What do we all think about the Villa decision yesterday, by the way? Chelsea forever. Vert's hometown is 10 kilometres from me, from Pulheim to Liverpool. What a journey. What's your thoughts on Vert then? How good do you think, as a German, I'm sure you've watched a lot more of him than maybe us. I mean, I've watched a fair bit of him, but certainly nowhere near, I'm sure, you haven't have been exposed to, having lived in Germany. But I'd be very interested to hear what your thoughts are in terms of how good can he be. Brandon, I'm hearing things that Ange has been sacked or will be sacked on Twitter. Yeah, allegedly, Ange Postecoglou, there's a lot of people saying that he's expecting to be sacked. He's still expecting to be sacked by Daniel Levy, which I don't believe for a single second that is the case. Daniel Levy would be making a rod for his own back, because Spurs fans' gripe with Daniel Levy already is that he sacked managers too quickly, didn't he? Apparently he sacked a manager too quickly before a cup final. So I would be amazed, I would be absolutely amazed if they then decided, oh, do you know what we'll do? We've just won a European Cup with this guy. He's just got us back into the Champions League. Yes, we finished 17th or whatever. Yes, we got battered at home on the last day against Brighton. But yes, we're still gonna sack him. I think he would be making a rod for his own back. So I think he's gonna. I absolutely believe that Ange stays in. Marco, what do you think about Chiesa this season? I love Federico Chiesa. I love him to bits. The song that we've got for him at Liverpool is one of the best chants we've had in a while. So it's very catchy. Really like the song. But I think him as a player, he hasn't really impressed enough. He's had fitness issues when he first came in. When we finally got him fit, he didn't really impress in the few chances that he got. You know, Liverpool fans are actually quite almost fighting with each other a little bit about Federico Chiesa. Some of it are saying that Arne Slot should have given him more chances. If I'm dead honest, Marco, I kind of feel like he's had a lot of chances and he hasn't really shown enough in them. And also, you get chances in training, don't you? Training is your opportunity to impress a manager, and he didn't. He just hasn't, because obviously if he did, Arne Slot would have picked him more. And when he has played, he just hasn't done enough. So that would be my opinion. Long throw into the box here from Wimbledon. It's cleared away. Getting far too easy. Far, far too easy. Chance must be. Oh, lucky. Wimbledon nearly getting a chance there. Walsall keeper came out and claimed it. Ethan, a foul. If you've seen the Ryan Fraser red card from us via Leicester, the score was 3-2. The Martinez foul should be a red card. Martinez foul? What Martinez foul? Yeah, the Martinez foul was... We're not talking about that one. That was definitely a red card. We're talking about the decision to disallow the Morgan Rogers goal, Ethan. Have a look at that if you've not seen it yet. Let's catch up with the other stuff. Sorry, 1 second. Brandon, don't make sense to me. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, absolutely. Chelsea forever, I think he will have the Haaland effect. Really? Brandon, he's done something Jose and Poch couldn't do. Chelsea forever, his stats will be insane. Wirtz is the type of player when we have more quality around him, he's better. Like the same in the national team. Wow, okay. Jonathan Guzman, so is Walsall going to be promoted? Well, Walsall are pushing forward now. They've got a real chance coming forward here. Comes out to the edge of the area. He's took that off his teammate's toes there. He was waiting to hit that. And it's going to be... No, it's going to be a throw-in. It's going to be a throw-in. It's all a little bit scrappy. Neufville working hard, getting back, keeping the ball... knocking the ball out of play and just easing the pressure on Wimbledon a little bit. It is a little bit end-to-end. I mean, both teams have had the ball in the opposition's box, so there's been chances, but just not anything really clear-cut. Feels like both teams have really got a long throw on them. Every time there's a throw-in and it's level with the opposition penalty area, it's going long into the box. It's basically like every throw-in's a corner kick here. And Walsall about to launch it in here. Near post. Good claim from Goodman there. I really like him. Owen Goodman, very good keeper. On loan from Palace. LFC Jacob, I hope he stays next season. Why though? Why would you want Chiesa to stay? Honestly, I feel like it's the wrong thing for him and it's the wrong thing for Liverpool Football Club. Because he's proven that he can't contribute. He's proven he hasn't been able to contribute, and I don't think that he's good enough for Liverpool. That's the thing. And if he's not good enough for Liverpool, then for his own career, he needs to leave and get back to where he can be really good. DN, Man U still played Villa off the park. Absolutely agree. Yeah, honestly, DN, I was saying this earlier. As much as I agree that Villa have been robbed, and they have been robbed. There you go, football tips and tricks. I agree, Villa were robbed. But that isn't the reason that Villa didn't make the Champions League. The reason Villa didn't make the Champions League is because over a 38-game season, they haven't been good enough. Newcastle had more goals than them. Newcastle have just about edged it. So you've got to take the rough with the smooth in football. Some decisions go your way, sometimes they don't. Villa stayed up, not that long ago, on a refereeing technicality against Sheffield United. So you can't argue that they've not had decisions their way. And any Villa fans who try and argue that, it's corruption, it's nonsense. Get out of here with the corruption shouts. Villa have benefited from very, very lucky decisions as well. So over the course of a season, they've just not quite been able to make it. That's unfortunate, and they can count themselves unlucky. And they can feel aggrieved yesterday. The decision was wrong. They should have got that decision. But even still, they were beaten quite comfortably by a really poor Man United side. And that's the question they've got to ask themselves. Why, in the biggest game of the season for Villa, a game that if they'd have won, they'd have comfortably got in the Champions League, they didn't turn up. One of their most experienced players, Martinez, makes a massive error. And that's why they're not in the Champions League. So it's nothing to do... You can't just say, it's the ref. That's why they're not in the Champions League. DSKNR, I'm a Colchester fan. Good to have you in here, mate. Yeah, good to have you. DN, heard Wirtz could go false 9. Allegedly so, yeah. Chelsea forever, what happens with Szoboszlai? This is the intriguing thing. Liverpool fans honestly really don't know at this point. Personally, I think we're more likely to see Florian Wirtz playing off the left. I think he probably plays off the left and Salah plays off the right. And what we see is Liverpool play with inverted wingers. Wirtz drifting in, Salah drifting in, and maybe our new centre-forward, whoever it may be, if it's João Pedro, is one of the players we've been linked with. Maybe it's Sesko, maybe it's Alvarez, maybe it's Gyökeres. I don't know. Whoever it might be, they maybe drop in a little bit deeper and operate in the half spaces. Wirtz and Salah tuck in, and actually Liverpool's width comes from our fullbacks, Kirkes and Frimpong. So whatever happens, I think we'll see a full system change because of Florian Wirtz coming in. I don't think he plays centre forward. I think he's more likely to play off the left. And I don't think he comes in place of Szoboszlai. I think Szoboszlai stays in midfield. Jonathan Guzman, I don't think either team has experience playing in front of 50k fans. That's true, yeah. Freddie, is the game on normal television or only on Sky? It's on Sky, mate. Yeah, it's on Sky. Football tips and tricks, we didn't turn up. That's true, yeah. Fiorentina would be the right option for him. Dilly Desmond, facts, mate. It's football, it happens. But that goal would have qualified us. It would, yes, of course it would have qualified Villa. I don't disagree with that at all. That goal would have, well, maybe it wouldn't actually. Maybe it wouldn't. You were still a man down and you were getting battered. United scored 2. So, look, and United had goals disallowed just before that. So, yeah, I don't necessarily subscribe to the thinking that Villa not quite getting in the Champions League is purely because of a referee decision in a game they were playing poorly in on the last day of the season. That's nonsense. Don't accept that from any Villa fan. That's nonsense. If you're a Villa fan, don't allow that to be the reason. That's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. You played a 38-game season. What about the games where you got battered at Selhurst Park? What about all of these games? We just forget about all that. There's loads of games where Villa haven't been good enough, and what we're now just going to write them off and say, oh, well, that's, it's because of a refereeing decision on the final day. Not saying you can't feel aggrieved, not saying you can't feel unlucky and annoyed and aggrieved by it. Absolutely agree with that. But that's not the reason you're not in the Champions League. Freddie, what's the game on? It's on Sky Sports. It's Walsall against Wimbledon at Wembley, and it's live on Sky Sports. Wimbledon have got a chance here. Walsall giving it away. Shot! Oh, just wide. First real chance of the game. I think it's Jamil Matt with the shot. Is it Jamil Matt? Who is it who had the shot? Oh no, it wasn't even that. It was Hippolyte, wasn't it? I think. Don't know why I'm saying Jamil Matt. Jamil Matt's playing for the other side. It was Hippolyte, yeah. I don't know why I said Jamil Matt. Ethan, I say Morgan Rogers is a foul because the keeper got his hands to it, then slipped, and the keeper had his hands to it, and Morgan Rogers kicked it, so foul. No, mate. You can see it watch the full replay. And this is why United fans are saying it's not a foul, because when Morgan Rogers hits that ball, the keeper hasn't got his hands on he hasn't got either hand on the ball. He hasn't got either hand on it, and that means it's not a foul. Rubes, Liverpool are just an Aldi replica of the great Man U and Arsenal teams. Oh, come on, Rubes. Don't be like that, Rubes. Jonathan Guzman, what was the downfall of Luton Town? They were indeed a joy to watch in the Prem last season. They were, yes, they were. What was the reason? I don't know. I guess there's quite a few reasons you could say. Adebayo didn't replicate his form from the previous seasons. Losing Rob Edwards. Yeah, all of it. Luton's just not had a great season. It's been a rough season for Luton. Marco, if you could decide and had unlimited money and you had to get 3 strikers, who would you get? 3 strikers? Why would I get 3 strikers? If I had unlimited money? I don't know. I honestly don't know. If it was Liverpool and I had unlimited money, I'd probably be going out there and getting Yamal, Kvaratskhelia, and Harry Kane. Yeah, Harry Kane. Good player, Harry Kane. Caleb, who do you want to win, Kieran? I think I don't really want to win. I don't really want either of these to win. It's not like I don't really favour either of them. I just think that Walsall are maybe the better of the two sides. Wimbledon have had the first real chance, but it's it's been a pretty dull, scrappy opening 25 minutes of the game. DN, I think we deserved it more. Why do you think you deserved it more? Why do you think Villa didn't deserve it, or didn't deserve it as much as Newcastle? You both finished on 66 points, and the only thing that maybe Newcastle got was the fact that you had them on goal difference. But Villa absolutely wiped the floor with Newcastle the other week. I think Newcastle are a very, very good side, but I do think Villa are the better side. I also think Unai Emery's the better manager. And we saw that from Villa in the Champions League as well. So I think the fact that Villa had Champions League football and they were able to compete so well in the Premier League and very nearly qualified again, I think they're a better side than Newcastle. Overall, I think they are. Newcastle are a very good side, though. Chelsea forever. His quality at CAM is more extended as he would play left wing. Nagelsmann also saw it at the Euros. Musiala was playing on the left. You can compare the lineup of Germany and Liverpool well because they play a similar system. Well, yeah, I mean, Arne Slot tends to change systems throughout each game. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll see a little bit of how Germany play at Liverpool. DN, United had 23 shots, 10 on target. Villa had 6 shots, 1 on target. Marco, Jota and Nunes are not good enough. Well, they've just won the league, mate. They've just won the league title, so they can't be that bad. I think Jota is a very good player. I just think he's not been fit this season. Nunes, I really like Darwin Nunes, and I wouldn't mind him staying. If it was up to me, I'd quite like him, but I do think that him and Arne Slot don't quite see eye to eye, and the club probably think it's the right thing to do to cash in on him, because we can still get maybe 60, 65 million for him. We'll get a decent fee for him. We'll move him on and we'll go and get another striker in a similar price bracket, whether it be Alvarez or Sesko or Gyökeres or whoever. We'll go and get someone else. Tony, snooker fan, hello. Having thoughts on Liam Manning, I think it's a good business. He didn't have the ambition from Bristol City board. He wasn't happy there with the board. Hopefully he'll do well here at Norwich. Yeah, it's a big appointment, that, isn't it, Liam Manning to Norwich? It's going to be interesting. I know you had concerns about the style of football, didn't you, Tony? But yeah, I think that's. Do you think you might be able to attract a different type of player to Carroll Road as well? Bearing in mind the playing style, of course, and the players that you've already got there. Reece, Martin Odegaard is better than Florian Wirtz. Caleb, I want Wimbledon to win. I love an underdog. Well, they're not that much of an underdog. Wimbledon only finished 3 or 4 points behind these last season, so they're not. It's not a massive gulf between the two teams. Albeit Walsall probably were the much better side for a lot of the season and just fell away. It's a little bit different to Wimbledon, but I get what you're saying. I wouldn't have called Wimbledon necessarily an underdog. But I like the story of Wimbledon. I like the fact that they went bust and then it was the whole split with them and MK Dons, and they've retained the whole the Wimbledon name, the crazy gang, all that sort of thing. They've kept the Wimbledon colours. I quite like the Wimbledon story and the fact that they've only come into existence in the last 30 years or so. And I remember I grew up with Wimbledon in the Premier League, so I know it's not technically the same side, but yeah, I like Wimbledon. Dan, forgetting we beat Villa 3-0 too. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that, but I'm still saying over recent games, Villa wiped the floor with you. Absolutely wiped the floor with you. I think Villa deserved Champions League more than Newcastle after they went toe-to-toe with PSG. That's true, yeah. That's true. Daisy, I think NUFC deserved Champions League, to be honest. Well, there's not much in it, let's be honest. It was down to goal difference in the end, and Villa fans feel aggrieved over a refereeing decision that just didn't quite sit right. So, yeah, I can understand it. I just think over the course of the season, I think Villa were the better side. Personally, I think Villa were the better side. Tony, snooker fan, I thought Norwich City had better players than Bristol City because when Jack Wilshere took charge for 2 games after Thorpe got the sack, they started playing better again. Liam will do the business. Up the Canaries next season. Do we get the old the yellow and green scarves out next season? Well, not next season. Season after. Chelsea forever. Who would be the best realistic striker for Chelsea? No talk so far. Feels like Osimhen is the one that Chelsea are consistently linked to. He feels like the most Chelsea striker, I think. The most Chelsea type of striker. And he would, I think he would add, yeah, he'd be good. He would be good. Dan, DN, United had 23 shots. Yeah, we've done that one. Marco, Chris Wood has more goals than Jota, Nunes and Chiesa combined. Of course. But no one's paying 65 million for Chris Wood this summer. And they will for Darwin Nunes. So, think about that. Chris Wood's had a very good season. Yeah, but this is the thing that often football fans, it kind of frustrates the life out of me that football fans have very, very short memories. Very, very short memories. And one season, players having one season where they are either really, really good or really, really terrible. You'll see it happen with loads of players. Over the course of a player's career, you'll see them have an unbelievable season, often. Unbelievable season. And maybe it doesn't quite... At the season after, they're not quite able to keep it going. Or sometimes they'll have a load of very, very good seasons and then one season they'll have a really terrible one. Doesn't mean they're an awful player. Equally, having lots of very good seasons or having loads of terrible seasons and all of a sudden having a really good one doesn't make you a great player. And that's why I think there's caution with Dembele and Rafinha. They're not the best player in the world. They shouldn't win the Ballon d'Or because up to now they've never had world-class seasons. This season they have. I don't think they're world-class, they are world-class players. What I'm talking about, they're not Ballon d'Or worthy. Whereas I think Lamine Yamal, Mo Salah's been doing it for the best part of 8-9 years. Lamine Yamal almost certainly wins a Ballon d'Or in his career. Maybe several, to be honest. Tony Snooker fan, Norwich really need to keep Josh Sargent and Borja Sainz. Otherwise, Liam Manning needs to bring really good experience, creative and goal scoring through out the season, otherwise we will struggle. Josh Sargent, yeah, there's links with I think Everton are linked to Josh Sargent as well. And Borja Sainz, he started unbelievably well, didn't he? And he had a bit of a fall off the second half of the season, it felt like. Caleb, Chiesa is so bad, mate. He used to be class, remember, in the Euros. He just had injuries, mate. Just injuries. Injuries with Chiesa. Well, right, Walsall have got a player down here. Walsall have got a player down. And I think they're about to make a change. They're about to make a change. All the players just having a little water break here. It's not a particularly hot day in England. They're just watching back the replay of probably the second. There's been 2 shots on goal in this game, if I'm honest, and both of them have come from Wimbledon. And Simpkins just made a very good save, low down to his left-hand side. Good save from Simkin from about 25 yards out. He's had a pretty decent season, Tommy Simkin. 16 clean sheets this season. And he's just made another big save there. But as it stands, the big centre-back, Harry Williams for Walsall, he's down. He's looking like he might have to come off here. Yeah, he's looking like he might have to come off. He's not looking so hot. I think it's Connor Barrett. Is it Connor Barrett coming on? Yeah, I think it's Connor Barrett's about to come on. So there you go. That's going to be the change. Connor Barrett for... Connor Barrett coming on for Harry Williams for Walsall. Williams limping off there. Always sad to see. Feels like we've seen that in the last couple of playoff finals, haven't we? Players limping off in maybe the biggest game of the season. Really disappointing, that. Southampton Premier League dad, what do you think of Adam Lallana? He's retired. Oh, that's sad to see. Adam Lallana was a great player. Yeah, really, really good player. Came in just before Jurgen Klopp came in. Feel like we saw the best of him under Jurgen Klopp. Very talented player. Just always injured, sadly. Just always injured. A little bit like Oxlade-Chamberlain. But yeah, he did well. He scored some big goals for us, Adam Lallana. And yeah, he was a good player. Won a lot at Liverpool as well. Tony Snooker fan, because Sheffield United didn't go up, I would take Hamer, the creative player. Plus, I want to say we definitely need better defence next season. Otherwise, we'll not make the playoffs. Look, everyone's going to be looking at Gustavo Hamer. I don't think for 1 second that Hamer, if he is going to leave Sheffield United, I think he leaves for a Premier League club. I can't see him going to another Championship team. Right, here we go. Let's catch up here. Reese, I think PSG team is better now than it was when they had Mbappe. That's a very, very fair assessment, yeah. Wimbledon with a corner kick. Cleared away by Walsall. Comes out to the edge of the area. Bit of head tennis in the penalty area. Shot from distance. Cleared away again. All very scrappy. Very, very scrappy. FM No Casuals, why did I think there'd be goals in this? I did say before kickoff, I was asked, there was a young man in here who was talking about, I've got over 1.5 goals in this game. And I said, no chance. I think you've got to look at this one. Low quality. End of the season game, probably very cagey. It'll be a lot like the game yesterday between Charlton and Leyton Orient. Few chances, maybe 1 goal in it. So I think 1-0. That was my advice to that guy, and I've proven right thus far. Watch it finish 4-4 now. Watch it. Every other prediction I've made this season has been awful, so I'm dining out on that one. I am dining out on that one because I did get that one right. I also got Everton to beat Newcastle yesterday. I did say that before kickoff, so... You know, there's some things that I do all right. You know, a broken clock's right twice a day. Marco, if Inter win the Champions League, Lautaro has to win the Ballon d'Or. No, Lautaro Martinez isn't good enough to win the Ballon d'Or, mate. Again, there's a reason why. There's a lot of big teams looking for a striker this summer, and no one's even looking at Lautaro Martinez. No one's even considering him. It's one of them where he's going to be far more expensive than the quality that he actually has. I don't think Martinez is as good as many people might profess him to be. He's a talented player, but I don't rate him personally. I wouldn't want him at Liverpool, put it that way. Ben, is it 0-0 Key? Been on phone and driving, so don't know the score. Yes, it is. It's 0-0 currently. Very few chances in the game. There's probably only been a couple of shots, and both of those have been Wimbledon's. Very nearly a big chance there for Walsall. The ball got played back to the guy who I've been bigging up all day, Owen Greenwood, the young goalkeeper on loan from Crystal Palace. He's had an unbelievable error there. The ball got played back to him. It was a little bit like I'm trying to think of a comparable goalkeeper error this season. The ball got played back to him and he tried to take a dummy where you drop your shoulder. And he just took a really heavy touch and very nearly, Jamil Matt very nearly got on him and just about got a foot away and knocked it away for a throw-in. But I tell you what, if he'd have got a touch to that Jamil Matt, he was this close to getting a touch on it. If he had, it would have been a penalty or a red card. Very, very close there. Very, very close from Owen Greenwood. Caleb having fajitas for tea. Nice. JW, Simkin deserves minutes further up. Wouldn't even be a bad shout to play him at Stoke if Johansson goes. Again, but yeah, both keepers. Maybe that's going to be the story of the day. Maybe that's going to be the tale of the day here. Both young keepers, both expecting to, Simkin, we know, he's kept 16 clean sheets in League 2 this season. I thought Owen Greenwood was fantastic against Notts County in the playoffs. He's on loan from Palace. I fully expect Palace will probably try and move him on this summer and get a big fee for him. Maybe not. Maybe they'll just send him out on loan again and try and recall him because there's a chance in another couple of years. I think Owen Greenwood could be better than Henderson. Wimbledon are in here with a chance. Good defending by Walsall, and it goes all the way through to Simkin. DN, they've been watching too much Saka. 1 second. Reese, I loved Oxlade-Chamberlain at Arsenal. Ox was brilliant. Yeah. Sad to see how his career's ended up as well because he's still only young and he's gone to Turkey and it just, again, hasn't quite worked out for him. But Adam464AD, did Oxlade-Chamberlain contribute much to trophies? Oh, yes. Yeah, Oxlade-Chamberlain was brilliant for Liverpool. Scored a very, very big goal, couple of very big goals against Manchester City. Got some big assists for us in the Champions League. Yeah, very, very good player for us, Liverpool. Especially in the season that we made it to the Champions League final in Kiev. Obviously, we got beat by Real Madrid in that one, but yeah, he was a very good player, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Just sadly he got one very, very bad injury, and it's just broken him. He did his knee, and since then he's just never been the same. Reece Kelleher has basically implied he's looking to leave and be a number one in yesterday's interview. Yes, he did. And again, that's not a surprise. Quevin Kelleher, top quality keeper. I would argue he's the best number 2 in world football. Fabulous keeper. And it's no surprise at all that he said yesterday, look, I think I can be a good number 1. I'm looking to move on in the summer and do that. And fair play to the lad for backing himself. And Liverpool will get a big fee for Quevin Kelleher. We'll still go and get probably 35, 40 million quid. Because there's not going to be many goalkeepers who've played in FA Cup finals, played in League Cup finals, won trophies at a big club like Liverpool, played as many Premier League games as he has as well. Because, by the way, Quevin Kelleher, Alisson Becker's been out injured quite a lot over the last 2-3 years, and Kelleher's had to step up. And every time he's done it, he's been sensational. So, yeah, I think Quevin Kelleher, still only, 25 maybe? Republic of Ireland international, number 1 keeper, very experienced. £40 million is an absolute snip. I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea took a look. I wouldn't be surprised if Newcastle took a look. There's rumours regarding Leeds, but that seems, I think, far too... Not knocking Leeds, no disrespect to Leeds. I think he's a better keeper than Leeds. I don't think Quevin Kelleher's competing at the bottom end of the Premier League next season. I think he should be further up there. Very, very good keeper. Rory Potter, Scott McTominay, Ballon d'Or. DN, I hope we get him Burmo, because if we don't this season, then Liverpool will get him a Salah's replacement. Oh, mate, believe me, I am praying that Mbeumo doesn't go to Man United, because that'll just taint him, and he's honestly one of my favourite players to watch in the Premier League. He's so good, Brian Mbeumo. I'll be happy if he does go to Newcastle, because I feel like if he does go to Newcastle, we can get him from Newcastle. We could come and get you. We can come and get Mbeumo in a couple of years from Newcastle. It cost us a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. If he goes to United, that's it. And I rate him. I really rate him. So if United end up with a front line next season of Kuna, Delap, and Mbeumo, they'll do all right. United. They'll be better than they are this season. Put it that way. Rafi, which player on the Atleti kit? There's no player on that Atleti kit. There's no player. It's just the kit. Yeah, I've got Ronaldinho on that one. Have I got any on the others? I don't know. I've got Ronaldinho on that one. I don't think I've got any on the others. Marco season. I'm not saying he's best player in the world, but if it's Inter, it's like Leicester. Reece Owen Greenwood has kept 24 clean sheets this season. Goodman, not Greenwood. 1 second. Let me catch you up. Brandon, it's going to be a horrific season for Tottenham next season with injuries. Romero looking to be leaving. Do you think that Ange Postecoglou goes? Lots of rumours that Ange Postecoglou's leaving Spurs. I'd be amazed if that happens. I really do. I can't believe it. Jake heavily reported Isak isn't staying at the Toon. He is staying at the Toon. Now they have Champions League. Again, yeah, good luck to him. He obviously hasn't got that much ambition, Jake. Obviously doesn't want to win trophies next season. DN would love Kelleher at the Toon, but Liverpool would want too much. Well, how much do you place on loads of clean sheets? How much value do you place on loads of clean sheets? Can't buy a good keeper. Good keeper's worth the weight in gold. Steady. Mr. Reliable. That's what we call Quevin Kelleher. Mr. Reliable. The next Shay Given. HGTXV, how come you didn't go to the parade? Mate, the parade doesn't interest me. Doesn't interest me at all. I'll argue I'm a massive Liverpool fan. I love Liverpool to bits, but I ain't going to a parade. That's not me. I don't do the parade. People want to go to a parade, absolutely fine. Go and enjoy it, whatever works for you. It's not something that interests me. I'll look at it on Twitter. Don't care about it on. I've got a family. I've got wife and kids. I can't be spending my days at a parade. I've got things to do. Can't be going to a parade in the rain as well. It's windy. It's rainy. It's horrible outside. So it's not even a particularly nice day. If it was the sunshine and maybe You can go out, have a few beers, go and have a barbecue or whatever. Yeah, maybe, but not just go into a parade randomly in the piss down rain. Tobias LUFC, are you watching the playoffs? Yes, we're watching Wimbledon against Walsall. It's at Wembley. It's currently 0-0. There's been 2 shots all game. It's been a pretty dull start, I've got to say. Ethan, we're looking at Jonathan David. Southampton? No, Southampton aren't getting Jonathan David. Behave yourself. Southampton aren't getting Jonathan David. In the Championship, you must be having a laugh, Ethan. Tony Snooker fan, Sheffield United didn't go up. I would take Hamer. Oh, we've already done that one. Rubes, where's Callum Wilson going? I think Callum Wilson probably goes Qatar or Saudi. Goes and gets the old Middle Eastern coin, I think. Tony Snooker fan, what's your thoughts on Russell Martin going to Leicester City? I really like Callum O'Hare. What's your thoughts on Will Still at Southampton? Will Still to Southampton is a great appointment. Callum O'Hare, yeah, very good. Coventry have got some very good players. He's ex-Coventry, isn't he? Callum O'Hare. They've got some good players at Leicester City as well, and Russell Martin, I don't think he's necessarily the right appointment. If I'm dead honest, I still think Leicester City should have kept Steve Cooper. I think Steve Cooper's a better appointment than Russell Martin. I know it didn't necessarily work out with Steve Cooper there, but it was better Steve Cooper than Ruud van Nistelrooy. And Russell Martin, I don't think he's a good appointment for Leicester. Mr. Ethan, Kelleher can't stop a Matty Fernandez goal and an Adam Armstrong goal. It's Promise David. Promise David? Who's Promise David? I've never even heard of Promise David. HGTXV, didn't you want to go to the parade? No, not at all. PSG or Inter Milan? PSG, 100%. DN, the only reason Kuna is going United is because no one wants him because of his attitude. There is an element of his attitude being a part of that, isn't there? Yeah, his attitude at Wolves hasn't been all that great. And I mean, if you seen the big kickoff? Was it Ipswich? Was it Wolves against Ipswich that? Where he literally punched the old guy with the glasses. He's an absolute head case. He's an absolute head case. Ethan Southampton, it's Jonathan David's brother. Oh, I see. Again, yeah, I was going to say, definitely not Jonathan David. HGTXV, damn, Liverpool are doing the parade and you're not going. Yeah, mate, not interested in it at all. Not interested. Brandon, it's looking likely at the moment. Meetings going on as far as I'm aware. 60 million is brilliant for the player, but his attitude is awful. Well, it might be more than 60 million. Oh, it's 1-0! Wimbledon has scored! Oh my God! What a strike that is! It's Hippolyte again. He had a moment just a few minutes ago. Bang on half-time. Wimbledon have scored 1-0. Oh, this is an absolute screamer from about 30 yards out. He had a shot basically the same as this about 15, 20 minutes ago. Left-footed, just wide of the keeper's. But in fact, do you know what? All the shots in this game have been pretty much the same. Low down to the keeper's left. And you do wonder, is that coincidence? Is it Wimbledon targeting something? Sometimes coaches spot this. Sometimes they'll say a keeper, when he dives low down to his left, he can't quite get to it. He's not as quick down to his left. Shoot low to his left. We saw this in a number of games over the year. That was a great shot. Great shot. Just outside the box it was actually. Probably not 30 yards. More like 25. But a volley low down into the bottom corner. Simkin, no chance. Every shot, though, has been in that corner. Every single shot has been low down to the keeper's left. Little bit like Dida. If you remember Liverpool in the Champions League final against AC Milan, you probably don't. I'm a bit of a nerd, and that's my favourite ever game. Liverpool Champions League final, AC Milan. Dida never saved anything. Anything low down to his right. Everything low down to his right, he was shocking. And that's where Liverpool got most joy. And there, low down to his left, Simkin, he's maybe not struggled, but that's where all the shots seem to be going from Wimbledon. Low down to the keeper's left. Great goal, Wimbledon 1, Walsall 0. And it's bang on half-time. They always say in football, what's the worst time to concede? Bang on half-time. The manager's pretty much in his head decided, what am I going to tell my players? What am I going to say to them? How am I going to get them to come out second half and lift themselves so they can, at 0-0, go and win this? And now he's got to change everything. In 30 seconds, his players are going to be in that changing room and he's going to have to change it all again. Meanwhile, Walsall come forward. Oh, he slipped. It's going to be a goal kick. Walsall had a chance to equalise on half-time there. But yeah, that's... Manager's got to change everything now. His full tactics, his full plan for what he was going to say to that group going in. Now he's got a different message to tell. HGTXV, fake fan, you're a poor fan. I'm not a poor fan for not going to a stinking parade, mate. Ben Twist, J. David ends up at Napoli for me. Owen, signings do you think could keep Wolves out the relegation zone next season? What signings do I think could keep Wolves out the relegation zone? You need a centre forward if Strand Larsen goes. It is half time here now, by the way. You need a centre forward if Strand Larsen goes, that's for sure. Delap would have been a good one, to be honest. Delap would have made a lot of sense. So, yeah, you need a centre forward. I think you probably need another centre back, because I'm not sure Craig Dawson can keep doing it. Agbadou's been a good signing for you. Agbadou's been a very good signing for you. Keep hold of Ike Nori if you can. Keep hold of Semedo if you can. Midfield seems all right. I think the midfield's got quality in there. Andre, yeah, never. There's some quality in there. Gomez, there's some good quality in there. Probably a wide player, a centre back, and a centre forward. As an absolute minimum, you need those three. HGTXV, Liverpool fans don't even want to go watch their own team's parade. I don't know why you think that's like a big thing. Why do you think going to a parade makes you more or less of a fan? I don't know why you think that'd make you more or less of... Mate, have a look outside. There's millions of people. Look at the rain for a kickoff. Look at the rain, look at the weather. Guarantee there's still millions on the street to Liverpool. There's no shortage of fans going watching this parade. It just doesn't interest me. To each their own. Listen... I've spent more than the average fan going watching Liverpool around the world. There's no slight on me. I don't take it personally. You can't say I'm any less of a fan than anyone else. Believe me, I've definitely spent my my quid's worth. Liverpool Football Club have had the quid's worth out of me. There's no doubt about that. Can't question my commitment, sunshine. DN and he set about Bournemouth. Hang on a minute, what are we talking about Bournemouth for? Sorry, let me catch you up. Bournemouth. What a goal. Nice kits behind. Cheers, Assassin. Tobias LUFC, what a strike. Jake, have you seen the viral manual video of the fan explaining how they'll spend 400 million this summer? Oh, no. Pamaldinho, what's your favourite part about Istanbul? Is it the cheating penalty on the keeper? My favourite part about Istanbul is probably just the comeback, mate. Yeah, it was amazing, wasn't it? You say the cheating. It wasn't cheating. There's no cheating. FM No Casuals, who said yesterday about putting House on Wimbledon because of a particular end? Who was that? I don't remember that. Caleb, yes, Kieran 1-0. Good to see. Clips HQ, thoughts on Kuna to United? Good signing. Yeah, good signing. A bit of a head case. I don't think for 1 second it's going to be a game changer for United, though. United need more than Matthias Cunha. So I think he's a good player, and I think he'll improve United. But I don't think he moves the needle. I mean, look where Wolves finished this season. They had Cunha all season, so yeah, you can't go out and keep signing. If United go and sign teams who finished around about where they did in the league, they'll probably finish around about where they did. They're not gonna elevate that team drastically. Pamaldinho, so Dudek didn't come flying off his line for the pen. No, he didn't come flying off his line. They had a ref to check that. The ref said there was no problem. Fine, absolutely fine. Clips HQ, we need much more. Absolutely agree. There was definitely someone to say back Wimbledon for some reason. DN Cunha set about 3 Bournemouth players in the cup, lost his head. No, I'm not talking about that. The Bournemouth one in the cup, I agree. That was at Bournemouth, wasn't it? That was at the Vitality. I remember that one. Yeah, absolute head case, absolute plant pot. I'm talking about the one at Molineux There was one at Molineux. I'm going to find it now. Hang on a minute. Cunha. And he punched a coach. He punched a fella. Handed a 2-game ban and a fine after an incident after full time in the game against Ipswich. I thought it was. Look at that. Search that. Search Matheus Cunha, Ipswich. He punched a bloke. Just a random security bloke, I think. Oh yeah, hang on. Let me pause that. Yeah, just a random security bloke. Just absolutely smashed him. Just a weird situation. 1 second. FM No Casuals. You can't say someone cheated when the rules were different back then. To buy SL FC, rules change in 20 years, pal. The thing is, Liverpool deserved it after coming back from 3-0 down against AC Milan. Greatest comeback of all time. Greatest comeback of all time. Yeah, that honestly, they've not actually showed the clip, but search it up. Search it up if you get a chance. Wolves against Ipswich, he absolutely smashed him. Saeed Otakarman, bang! I said over 1.5 goals, looking right. Nice. Let's catch up with Twitch as well. Comments coming in from all over the world here. If you haven't yet followed, by the way, please, if you haven't yet followed, get over to YouTube and search us up, Premier League Dad. We're live every single day. We've got live watch-alongs every single day. We've got 2 today. This is the first of 2 watch-alongs we're doing today. We're live tonight for Ross County against Livingston, the second leg of the SPL Championship playoff final. Well, it's not the SPL Championship. It's the SPL relegation playoff. Ross County could be going down to the Championship, or Livingston could be coming up to the SPL. H1250. Why do Walsall never shoot? They had a chance there at the end of the game, didn't they? End of the half. They had a real chance to have a shot, and he kind of just had a stumble. But there's been a couple of chances. Wimbledon are just having a go from distance, and they all seem to be shooting low down to the keeper's left. Jake, have you seen Cunha going at the Wolves fan who made a social media post? Was disgusting. Wouldn't want that style. My club, perfect for Manure. No, I haven't seen that actually. Let's have a look. What's he said? No, I haven't seen that at all. I've seen that he's posted that he's going to follow his dreams. Oh, here we go. No, I have. That was last month, wasn't it? He hits out at Wolves fan channel. What did he actually say to him? 1 second. Time to be happy. I'll follow my dreams, not yours, so stay cool. And it was only visible for a handful of minutes before being removed. And it was aimed at the grouping called Talking Wolves, who took a screenshot. Ooh, okay. Do you know what you want for people to not like me here? Unfortunately, I'm going to the field to solve the problem of your favourite club. I'm not here looking for alternatives to be someone important. Fans root for their own. They don't create misfortunes all the time. What is he on about? Yeah, to be honest, he's obviously a very passionate footballer, and sometimes they can be the best footballers. We've seen that with players like Luis Suarez. Wayne Rooney was a little bit like that. Carlos Tevez, lots of players, just a little bit of just an absolute head case. But yeah, I think he can be all right for United. I don't know if he moves the needle all that much. H1250, let's hope for a good second half. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I'm sure we will get a good second half. There's got to be more goals in this one. Wimbledon 1-0 up. I still fancy Walsall will get it done, but they're going to have to step it up. They're going to have to step it up in this second half. It's not been a vintage performance from them thus far. Definitely need to shoot more, as you said. Caleb, Bruno signs new contract till 2027. Fabrizio Romano. Has he? No, that was last year. That was August 2024 he signed a contract to 2027 with the option for a further year. He's under contract until 2028 already, mate. That's not true, Caleb. Clips, he's an upgrade on Garnacho and Mount. I don't think he is. He's an upgrade. He's maybe an upgrade on Mount. I don't think he's an upgrade on Garnacho. I think Garnacho's a better player than Cunha. Absolutely. And do you know what? In terms of mentality, they're probably about the same type of person, really, aren't they? He's got rid of Garnacho. He's forced him out of the club. They're very, very similar. You know, that South American fiery nature sort of thing. I think Cunha and Garnacho are, in many ways, cut from the same cloth. But I think Garnacho's a very good player. Very good player. Definitely had character, but should be professional enough to take criticism from YouTube fans. YouTube channels, sorry. Newcastle do an away days channel where home and away fans will sit and talk on stream. Not on Wolves fans on the stream had a nice word to say about him. SCFC, Chelsea have made an offer for Fatty. Me? Have they really? Chelsea, Fatty. Let's have a look. Ansu Fati to make Premier League return. It's a goal.com report. Chelsea want to sign Ansu Fati. No, I can't see that, mate. Apparently he's going to Monaco. I don't think Ansu Fati goes to Chelsea. Clips HQ, Garner didn't suit Amorim's system. I don't know if Cunha will, to be honest. Emiliano, hello from a Bochum fan. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to have a Bochum fan in. Very good. I guess it's been a disappointing season for Bochum, hasn't it? Not a particularly good season. Rock bottom of the Bundesliga, but you know, disappointing. But still a very, very good club. Very, very good club, Bochum. Clips HQ, we are turning into Everton though, selling our best players for money. Not turning into Everton. Man United are still a very, very big club. They're not. No, Everton are still a big club. But what I'm saying is, I'd be disappointed if United went out and sold Garnacho, Mainu, those players because of, and Rashford. I just don't think United should be selling those players. I really don't. I really, really don't. Emiliano, sadly, got relegated from the Bundesliga. Yeah, difficult season, rock bottom. Not a particularly good season from them, but, it's sad to see. But yeah, look, Bochum is still a good club. Bochum is still a very, very good club. Went out early in the cup as well, didn't you? Was it Regensburg you went out to? Remember that in the Pokal earlier in the season? So yeah, just not a particularly good season all round. Even behind Holstein Kiel, but anyways, that's how football works. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? It's just one of them things, isn't it? One of them things. Still got some decent players there. I know a lot of them are going to go out back on loan. It's Bodu. You've had Bodu's up front. Bodu will probably go back out. But yeah, there's still some talent there. Emiliano, what is the team you support? I am a Liverpool fan. Yeah, my dad's watched Liverpool home and away pretty much solid since 1972. So that's why I support Liverpool. And I was born and grew up 15 to 20 minutes from Anfield. So I've supported Liverpool all my life. But I'm now a dad. I have a family. I have a young girl, and I watch football with you guys. It's far too expensive to go to the football anymore. I can't go and watch football all around the world anymore. So so I watch it. I watch it with you. I set this channel up so we can watch. I can watch the footy with you guys. AK, not at the parade. No, mate, not a chance. Not a chance am I going that parade. Not a chance. Mason, where did you get that shirt from, mate? Which one? Which one? Assuming you don't mean this one. Any of them. But to be honest, mate, I've just picked them up over the years. That one I got in Paris, PSG. That was about 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Caleb, what are you having for dinner, Kieran? Stir fry, I believe my wife is making. She's making a lovely stir fry. AK, fair enough, mate. I wouldn't stay to that fan base. Oh, you wouldn't expect that from a United fan. That's harsh. H1250. Some players fit in some teams a lot better, like Anthony at Real Betis. United was nothing but disappointment. Yeah, it was tough, wasn't it, for Anthony at United? And you can see he's given an interview recently, hasn't he, where he said it's been a tough run for him at United, and you can see there's quality there. Shay472, have you seen how every team that has won at Wembley this year, their fans have sat at the same end of the stadium? I haven't, but yeah, I did see that before. Someone was talking about that. Yeah, I did see that. AK, I've just had a Sunday roast. Nice for you. Caleb, I had a stir fry yesterday. DNR parade was class. AK, what else are you live on? I am live on YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah. I'm only live on TikTok with this camera angle. Everything else has got the professional camera with the professional audio quality, and you know, we've got a scoreboard and we've got goal animations and the clock and everything. It looks a bit better on YouTube. So if you want to check me out on YouTube, go and have a little look at Premier League Dad. Makes a big difference. You'll be supporting the channel by going and subscribing and all that good stuff. We do lives every single day on this channel. Live watch-alongs every single day. We're going to be doing lives over the summer as well, June and July, for the Club World Cup, the Nations League games, the pre-season friendlies, all that sort of thing. We do watch-alongs every single day. AK, full-time job. Quit my job to do this, mate. Yeah, quit my job to do this. I was a sales director in Liverpool for a good few years. I ran my own business, sold it. Stupidly decided to quit my job and try and follow my dream to watch football for a living. And that was 6 months ago. I'm up to 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. We've just got a sponsor. And if I'm still here at Christmas time, then it's going all right. If I'm not, then I've quit and gone and got a job. So time will tell, mate. Time will tell. If it's working, it's working. If it's not, then hey, whatever. That's what life's about, innit? Go and give it a try. Hope it goes well for you, mate. Cheers, man. Appreciate that. It might be the worst decision ever. It might be an absolute shocker, but yeah, I was doing all right for a couple of years. Now I'm absolutely skint. Brassic, absolutely broke as a joke. But I was doing all right for a good few years and decided that now that was the time to go and follow your dreams. DN, as long as it pays the bills and feeds the fam. It doesn't. We're not beans on toast, us. Beans on toast for days. I'm losing weight though. It's good, I'm losing weight. I'm 4 stone down. You won't believe it, but I'm 4 stone down. Walsall knocking it in already. Early corner for them. Big chance. Custom keyrings. What sponsorship do you want, pal? Honestly, mate, I'm new to all this, so I got approached by our sponsor, which I can't tell you because I can't tell you on TikTok, because on TikTok they don't allow me to promote it on TikTok, so I won't promote it on TikTok. But if you go over to YouTube, you'll see it. You'll see what the sponsor is because there's a big thing of it. But on YouTube and Twitch and everywhere else, we promote it. So I say we like it's anyone else. It's just me running the channel. But yeah. So on YouTube, I got approached by this particular company, and we they actually fit in quite nicely with the channel. That must be Walsall off the line. Oh my God! Real chance for Walsall to equalise there. Big chance. They've got in early. Have they missed that again? Oh my God. How have you missed that? Jamil Marty's had an absolute shocker. Oh, that's so bad. It was a little ball in from the right-hand side. He got to cross them and he knocks it in. It's cleared off. And then the second one. Do you know what? That's shocking. He drops to his knees there and he's cursing the skies. Oh, you idiot. You absolute idiot. Jamil Matt, he gets across the front post. He knocks it through the keeper's legs. It's going, it's trickling onto the goal line, but it's going in. Cleared away by the defender. It's knocked away on the line. And he falls to the ground and he's like that. I can't believe it. His mate picks it up on the other side of the pitch, runs forward, crosses it back across the face of goal, and because he's down on the ground like that, instead of getting up and getting back on side, he ends up not getting a tap in. Jamil Matt, you're 35 years old, you should know better. But yeah, sorry mate, what sponsorship do I want? I don't have any idea. I'm happy to have a conversation with anyone. If you want to talk about it, like we're doing all right. We've got about 500,000 views so far. So it's growing every single month. You can see that. It's doing well. People seem to enjoy it. I don't know. Maybe in time it'll get big. Maybe in time it'll all flop and fall to bits. But seems to be getting bigger every month. Emiliano, sadly, City managed to get to the Champions League. I mean, look, they were always bound to. You can't spend that amount of money and have Pep Guardiola and those sorts of players and not do well. They're a good team. Maybe not a great club, but a good team. 1 second, let's catch up with it. AK, you doing all live pre-season games? Well, we're not really a Liverpool channel, mate. I'm a Liverpool fan, but if you go to YouTube, you'll see on YouTube. Not that I'm pushing it all there, but like we've got a full schedule. You'll see I've put all the games that we're going to do. You'll see all the games that we've done. We tend to do 2, 3, 4 games a day, and they're games from all over the place. We're doing like Liga, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A. We're doing all the finals, the Championship games, the playoff finals, the National League final. We do all the Premier League games when they're on. So it's not just Liverpool at all, no. I'll be doing some Liverpool pre-season fixtures. We're doing the Club World Cup over June. We'll do transfer shows and stuff as well if people want. And yeah, I mean, Christ, because we're getting to the end of the season, we're getting to that end of the season. We've promised everyone we will do a live every single day on this channel. I'm getting to the end of the season where there's some days where there's not really a football game on. And tomorrow we're doing Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago in the Unity Cup. The Unity Cup at the Brentford Community Stadium. Jamaica against Trinidad. So that one's going to be a great game. That's going to be gargantuan, but we're going to do that one. And then on Friday, we're doing the Saudi Cup final. Al Ittihad, the Kings Cup final. Saudi Arabia Kings Cup final. Al Ittihad against Al Qadsiya. Fabinho, N'Golo Kante, Benzema, Aubameyang, some top players in that one. So we're going to see how they get on and watch a bit of Saudi football. Emiliano, do you have a kit from a Bundesliga club? I don't think I do, you know. No, I do need to get a Bundesliga club. Do you know what? I'm refreshing all these shirts at the end of the season, mate. I'm refreshing all these shirts. We're going to do 12 new shirts. I mean, to be honest, I could probably fit more along the bottom. I've got a shed load. I've got absolutely loads. Here, hang on. Let me show you. Sure, I get this every single time, but I've got a Totti shirt. I've got a Roma shirt here. And absolutely loads of shirts all over the place. My wife goes mad. So, yeah, I'm probably going to refresh all them shirts behind. Emiliano, do you have a kit from Bundesliga Club? Dien, I'm on TikTok because these comments get looked at more. They don't get looked at more, mate. Honestly, the comments on YouTube get looked at just the same. I've got the comments from YouTube and Twitch and X and everywhere on here, and the comments from TikTok right here. So literally, I just switch between the two. They all get looked at. They all get searched and read out. And I just more people prefer the view on YouTube. More people prefer it that way because you can actually see, obviously, what game we're watching, the clock, where it's up to, what the score is, and all that. And to be honest, if I'm being dead honest, it actually helps me personally if you're watching on YouTube. It helps me. It doesn't cost you anything, but it's better for me if you watch on YouTube. It is better. So, yeah. You get a slightly different view on TikTok. Custom keyrings. Shout out for custom keyrings. Yeah, good man. Listen, mate. 88. Let me just see where you're up to. Jordan O'Shea, custom keyrings. Nice. Yeah, I was going to say, I can see you've done some You'll Never Walk Alone sided keyrings for sale. Nice. Yeah, nice, mate. Well done. DN, are you affiliated on Twitch yet? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I say I don't think so. I know so. I'm not. We've only really started promoting on Twitch in the last month or so. I started on YouTube and TikTok pretty early, and then everything else has just kind of fallen in. Emiliano, some Bundesliga tickets only 16 to 18 euros. Come to Germany and watch football. Love it. Would love it. DN, Celtic v Newcastle in July. Yeah, probably we'll do a bit of that. 10, we deserve Champions League so much more than Spurs. Well, hey, listen, mate, that's the luck of the draw. That's just how it is, isn't it? DN, don't say on live you will get banned. You have to say purple app. Really? Okay, I didn't know that. Marco, why are people the living stadium? Why are people the living stadium? I don't think they are. You're on about leaving the stadium. I don't think they are leaving the stadium. They're just moving to a different part of it because it's raining. It's absolutely bouncing down with rain at Wembley, and you can just see the rain's falling in. So yeah, I think they've just moved in a few seats, in a few rows to prevent getting absolutely drenched. Emiliano, are you watching Heidenheim versus Elversberg today? I would have liked to watch Heidenheim versus Elversberg because I've backed Heidenheim in that one. But I believe it kicks off. What time does it kick off? 7:30. Yeah, we've already got Ross County on. We've already planned to do Ross County against Livingston. So yeah, as much as I would have probably preferred that one. But we've done the first leg of Ross County and Livingston. It feels like we probably should do the second leg. And if I'm dead honest, bizarrely, Ross County and Livingston was one of the more watched streams that we've done. I didn't expect it, but we had thousands watching that. Must have got weirdly promoted in Scotland for some reason. But Ross County and Livingston, all of a sudden, we got loads of promotion. DN, they don't allow you to promote it, lad. All right, okay. I have heard that if you say certain words on TikTok, you might get pushed down or whatever. Stoner Combat Vet, congratulations on going after your dream. Cheers, man. Hey, listen, it might be a total mistake. We'll see. We'll see if I'm still around in 12 months playing the content creator game. Ethan, Will Still's first interview is out. Some Southampton Championship matches. Are you going to do the South Coast Derby? Depends, mate. We'll see what the fixture's going to be like. We'll see when they fall. I mean, what I'm hoping to do for next season is have you guys choose what games we watch, So it might be that we have maybe a Patreon or something like that. I don't know, but something where fans can choose what games we do watch-alongs of. It feels like there's so many games on telly these days, and there's so many channels that just don't do watch-alongs. So many football clubs like this. I don't know how many people are watching Wimbledon Walsall, but I think I'm probably the only one that's doing, or one of the very few that's doing a watch-along. There's not many doing Wimbledon Walsall watch-along right now. And certainly very few that's doing the Saudi Kings Cup final on Friday, I would imagine, as well. Tony Snooker fan, thank God this ain't Old Trafford with all this rain. Oh, aye, if it was Old Trafford, it'd be falling through. Southampton, Wembley have a rule, and if the rain is bad, then you can move seats. Do you know what? You would have thought National Stadium, like, such a big they've built it, like, not that long ago, it feels like. I know it's like 20 years ago. It's still modern, a relatively modern stadium. You really would have thought that Wembley would have had, close the roof. If it's chucking it down, close the roof. Marco, today there was the final of Serie A, but the date is changed. Oh, okay. Emiliano, I really like your live. Very chill, and an English guy who watches Bundesliga is so great. Cheers, Emiliano. You're an absolute gent. Appreciate your comments. Yeah, we watched the final game of the Bundesliga season. Eintracht Frankfurt against Freiburg, and was disappointed to see Freiburg get beaten that one. I thought Freiburg we were cheering Freiburg on to get Champions League football, but Frankfurt got the win in the end. Shay472, you're definitely the only one doing this game. I mean, watching it, I'm not really all that surprised, but maybe that, I don't know, maybe that can be my niche. Like I said, Mark Goldbridge, he's the gold standard of watch-alongs and YouTube watch-alongs, and he does kind of 16 games a month, 16 live watch-alongs a month, something like that, one every couple of days. I did somewhere in the region of, I think I did 60 last month. Just over 60. So 4 times as many watch-alongs as Goldbridge on this channel. Quantity and quality, hopefully. Tony Snooker fan, when Norwich City is on Sky next season, would you be able to do a watch-along? Tony, I'll give you my word. I promise you we'll do a Norwich City watch-along. Absolutely promise you. It's not raining in Southampton, says Ethan. Well, it's absolutely chucking it down here, and it's chucking it down at Wembley. And it's still 1-0 to Wimbledon here. And I've got Walsall to win. So I'm kind of annoyed. I'm hoping Walsall turn it round. But, yeah, Wimbledon are the one pushing forward. And they've got a throw-in down here on the left-hand side. The rain certainly changed the tempo of this one. Feels like it's maybe took the sting out of the game a little bit. Shay472, why can't you send super chats on here? Because the channel is still very, very new. So, in about another couple of months, hopefully for the start of the new season, basically you have to hit a certain number of watch hours. You have to get a certain number of watch hours to qualify for super chats and memberships and all that sort of thing. So, I'm very, very close to it. I'm only 5 months in. You got to remember, I started the channel in January, so I'm only 5 months in. And we're very close to hitting that. And then once we hit that, then YouTube will allow us to do super chats and memberships. So, yeah, if you want to support the channel with super chats and memberships when that time comes, that would be very lovely. Certainly not obliged, but yeah, if you can, that would be amazing. And it'll be probably in a couple of months or so. Probably in time for the new season. I'm pretty confident by the time the new season rolls around, we'll be in that bracket on YouTube. Right, Adoma's coming on here. Is that Albert Adoma? Is that Albert Adoma coming on for Walsall? It is. Albert Adoma. Oh my God. He's bounced around a little bit. He's been at QPR, he's been at Forest, Villa, Borough, Bristol. He has definitely bounced around in his career, and he's had a decent season at Walsall. I didn't know he was at Walsall. But he's got 11 goals and assists this season in 44 games at the ripe old age of 37. And Albert Adoma has come on for Jealous. Jamie Jealous off, Albert Adoma on. And still, the only thing separating us here is that goal on the 47 minutes from Hippolyte. Marco Adoma's going to score. I think Walsall will get something in this one. I really do think there's a goal in this for Walsall. Good ball in. Oh, unlucky. Cleared away by Wimbledon. Oh, he's in. He's in already. Oh, that should have been a pen. Why didn't you go down there? Amanchi. Oh, he spun Lewis there. Amanchi gets in behind the big man. And Lewis, he spun him. It was like Drogba. Chest in behind. He's in the box. Lewis is hanging off him. If he'd have gone down there, I think the ref gives a pen, you know. I think the ref gives a pen. No, actually, no. He's not getting a pen for that. He's not getting a pen for that. It looks like a pen from the back, but it's not a pen. Not even close to a pen. Ignore me. But he did have to score that one. I agree with you there, Marco. What's he doing? Nick A13, Elversberg versus Heidenheim. What do you think? Well, it's 2-2 from the first leg, that one. 2-2. Elversberg were 2-0 up. This is at Heidenheim as well. Elversberg were 2-0 up at Heidenheim in the first leg. Heidenheim came back and equalised, made it 2-2 on the night. And it goes into the second leg today at Elversberg. Heidenheim, I think, have had a very good season last year. Maybe not such a good season this year. And I think they're a better side than Elversberg. So I'm gonna go for Heidenheim. I think Heidenheim do just about win it. H1250, you see the problem, almost 20 minutes in and not taking chances. Yeah, I was going to say that was a very, very big chance, I thought, that one. That was a big chance for Amanci. Should have done better there. Or at least work the keeper. Feels like you've got to do more there. Emiliano, I'm a German and I think 2-1 Elversberg. Okay. Lucas Lambert not watching the parade. No. Why would I watch the parade? Why would I watch the parade when there's football on? Why on earth would I watch the parade? Oh, that's fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Score. It's currently 1-0 to Wimbledon. Wimbledon 1, Walsall 0. Emiliano, do you think Dortmund have a realistic chance to win the Bundesliga next season? No. No, I don't think so. I think it's Bayern's again. I think Leverkusen possibly now Ten Hag's come in. Be interested to see how Ten Hag, reshapes it. I do think that if Frankfurt can keep hold of Ekitike and maybe add a few players in, there's rumours about maybe Angelo Stiller. Angelo Stiller to Frankfurt would be a really interesting one. I think there's some play. Jonathan Burkhardt as well as being linked. It's going to be a corner here to Walsall. Hall with the shot. Big deflection. Walsall pushing now. Fans are up for it as well. Yeah, I think Dortmund way off the pace this season. Way off the pace. Adeyemi didn't look the same player. It's all a little bit of a weird season for Dortmund. So, I think it's Bayern's again. I do think Bayern could struggle, but they've got so much in attack. Musiala, Elise, Kane. It's so difficult for teams to compete with that. Goal kick. That should be a corner, but it's going to be a goal kick. Yeah, I would expect Bayern to win it and Leverkusen to compete. Maybe Frankfurt at outside chance. Kingsloth, Kuna, brilliant deal. Now Delap. Who's next? Vardy on a free. Nick A13, Heidenheim were in the Conference League. Yes, they were. Yeah, they got in via winning the. Did they get in via winning the German Cup? What did they win last season, Heidenheim? It wasn't the DFB Pokal, I don't think. But they got in. They got in via winning a cup. I'm sure they did. There you go. They finished. That was why. They finished 8th. They finished 8th, and because Bayer Leverkusen had already won the DFB Pokal, then it came down. Wimbledon are in here. Great save, unbelievable save there again from Simkin. Oh, unlucky. Really unlucky that from Wimbledon. They should have finished that off. That would have been the game done. That would have been a game done and dusted. Pedri Lover, will you stream the relegation battle of Bundesliga? No, we're not doing Heidenheim. We're doing Livingston against Ross County. The relegation battle of Scotland. That's a foul. That's going to be a foul to Wimbledon. Captain of Walsall just chopped. Who was it he chopped down? But it was a foul. It was a real... Yeah, it was a foul, that. Definite foul. Marco, that's a great goalie, and he's young. Yeah, Simpkin and Goodman, both of them, both goalies today, exceptional. Really, really good goalkeepers. That's some save. That is some save, isn't it? That is a really, really good save. Right, free kick here from the right-hand side. Emiliano, please stream relegation Bundesliga. So many guys asking for that. I really would like to, but we've already committed. We've already committed to Ross County and Livingston. So I'd like to. I really would like to, but yeah, once we've committed to one game, it feels difficult to say to people, actually, we're not going to. Nick A13, they're going to win today, I reckon, by 2 or 3 goals, Heidenheim. Yeah, I've got Heidenheim too. Pedri Lover, thoughts on Franco Mastantuono? Yeah, talented young player. I think he's one of many that Argentina have produced, though, in recent years, where it's just not quite translated to being a top European player. So... yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see whether or not he becomes as many. Maybe he goes to Europe and does really, really well, but every so often you see these players come through. Chelsea have signed a couple this summer, Kendry Paez and Estevao. You know, they've signed these young players who everyone's professing to be the next big thing. It doesn't happen all the time. Every 2 years, at least every 2 years, there's a player that comes out of South America with that reputation. Marco, if Livingston lose, they go in the second division. Well, they're already in the second division, yeah. Ross County are in the Scottish Premier League. Livingston are in the Scottish Championship, which is the second division in Scotland. And Livingston, if they win, they replace Ross County in the SPL in the top league. If Ross County win, they stay in the SPL. Livingston stay in the Championship. So it's basically a game between a team in each division. One of the worst in the SPL. One of the best in the Championship. Nick A13, are Chelsea winning the Conference League? How? I think they'll win it. I'm certainly hoping for Betis. I would like Betis to win it, but I do think it'll be Chelsea in the end. Arthur Bushby, another boring game at Wembley. Yeah, it's been a frustrating one. Certainly for Walsall. Marco, Inter want Mastantuono. Quite a few do, yeah. Nick A13, I won yesterday. Toluca v Club America. I predicted Toluca win under 2.5. See, I had Club America in that one. Yeah, I had Club America to win it. It was the second leg, wasn't it? The first leg, was it 1-1 first leg? Or 0-0 first leg? Right, Walsall making another couple of changes here. Last 20 minutes or so of this game, they've got to roll the dice, Walsall. They've got to have a good goal. They've got to try and make this count. Chang and Asimwe off. Lakin and Barrett coming on. I thought Barrett had already come on. Oh, it was McKenty. It was Owen McKenty who came on earlier. I thought it was Barrett. No, it was McKenty came on. Now it's Barrett coming on. Yeah, Amanchi came on for Matt. Adoma came on for Jealous, and now we've got Lakin, Charlie Lakin, who scored in the final game against Chesterfield not that long ago. So yeah, Charlie Lakin can get a goal. We know he can get a goal. He'll be hoping he gets a goal today. Long ball forward by Wimbledon. Again, cleared away. It's been, honestly, the ball has very rarely touched the deck here. It's very rarely touched the pitch. It just feels like it's constantly been pumped forward, headed away, knocked back in the midfield, cleared away, goes out for the corner, goes out for the throw-in, long throw, headed away. Honestly, the ball might as well have not even touched the pitch today. Don't even think it'll have grass stains on it, that ball. Oh, great ball in. Oh, really unlucky again. Really unlucky again there. It's an unbelievable ball in from that left-hand side. It's horrendous defending. Really poor defending. And do you know what? He can't do much more than that. Who puts the ball in? Ball in from the left-hand side. And it's a Manchi running in. He's got to slide for that. He's got to get in there. Disappointing. Really disappointing. It was Gordon. Gordon with the cross in. And Manchi just can't quite get there. Yeah, can't quite get there. Disappointing. And we enter the last 15. 1 second, let me catch up with everything. It's going to extra time, you think, Marco? Nikkei 13 in Mexico, it's not football, it's fanaticism football. SCFC 2025, Mitoma's won goal of the season for the Prem. That was some goal, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Pedri Lover, what do you think of Crew Alexandra? Crew Alexandra. Great team, great club. Used to go to Gresty Road quite a bit and watch Crew. Liverpool used to play them pretty much every pre-season as well, not that long ago. Can't remember the last time we actually played them in pre-season, but we used to do pre-season friendlies against Crew quite often, and I'd go to them all the time. But yeah, they've struggled. I think where did they finish? Kind of 14th, 15th, bottom half of League Two. It's been a bit of a fall from grace for them recently, but yeah, I'm hopeful they'll get back up there. They're a good club, Crew. Emiliano, prediction for the Conference League final. I hope Betis. Nick says Chelsea win under 2.5. I would say, I think 2-1 Chelsea. I think Betis score first as well. Nick A13, you have that Liverpool accent, don't you? Liverpool fan. Well, Scousers would disagree. I don't think I do have that Liverpool accent. I'm from just outside Liverpool, so there's a slight twang of a Liverpool accent. There's a slight twang of a Mancunian accent. But no, I wouldn't say I have a Liverpudlian accent. Rubes, I need a Chelsea win. Me too. To be honest, I need a Walsall win. I've got Walsall to win here. Pedri Lover, Ten Hag to Leverkusen. Yeah, I think he'll do well at Leverkusen, Ten Hag. I think he'll do well. He's going to have to change the system, though, because he's not used to the old Xabi Alonso setup with three at the back. Emiliano, what do you say to the fans of the DFB Pokal final? Great game, that, wasn't it? Yeah, we did that one. Armenia really should have scored. Was it Serenren Baze? Serenren should have scored, smashed it off the bar in the opening 5 minutes and probably should have put Armenia in front. And then all of a sudden, Stuttgart take over. Angelo Stiller was terrific. Great performance from Stiller. Got a couple of assists. Enzo Milo scored a couple of good goals as well. Yeah, just a really, really good performance from Stuttgart to go 4-0 up. And then all of a sudden, in the last 5 minutes, Armenia turn it on again. And they get two. They could have had three. They could have made it a lot more interesting, couldn't they, at the end? So it was a really good cup final, that. Really good cup. Enjoyed it. We did a watch along of it on the channel. So many English clubs in Europe next season, says Nick. Yeah, Leanne, come on, Walsall. Corner Saddlers. Into the last 10 minutes here, Leanne. Wimbledon 1, Walsall 0. It's looking like the old, the Dons, the Wombles are going to be going up into League 1. But there's still time, Walsall have got a chance here. Nick A13, do you think Maresca is a good manager? Nah, yeah, he's okay. He's okay. I think he should have done better with Chelsea this season. It's going to be a corner to Wimbledon here. They've got a chance to kill it off here. Michael FC 40. Who do you support, Michael? Good to see you anyway, Michael. Yeah, nice to have you on the channel, mate. Emiliano Voltamade, too good for Bielefeld. Yeah, Bielefeld. As a Chelsea fan, I don't like how he plays. Yeah, I don't think it's just style. I think he's just not done enough with Chelsea. I think he's had a lot of resources. And if he's not careful, if he hadn't got him in the Champions League, I'm pretty confident they'd have sacked him. Corner to Wimbledon, whipped into the box. Simkin comes out and gets a touch on it. Walsall are able to clear. Marco, Venezia v Juventus from yesterday. Do you think that was a pen or was it soft? I think it was a pen. Yeah, it was a pen. It was a bit of a dive from Conceição. But when I say dive, I just mean he exaggerated the contact. He did clip him. It was a pen. Anyone else whose club was... You'd want that as a penalty. You'd want to see that given as a pen. He knocked it round him. He knocked it past him. He was too quick for him. And Venezia, the defender, just stuck his leg out. It was a lazy leg. And he does kick him, and Conceição goes down like he's been shot. But it was a pen. Yeah, I think you get a penalty for that. Leanne, I know my brother's there. Well, hopefully he's moved up a few seats because it's raining really badly. Nick, I hope my team, Panathinaikos from Greece, qualifies for the Champions League. I like Panathinaikos. I think Greece is a beautiful country. I'd probably say Panathinaikos is my Greek team. Not Olympiakos. I'm not quite sure. AEK Athens. Yeah. So no, I'd probably say Panathinaikos are my Greek team. Oh, foul throw from Walsall. Dock him a week's wages for that. Absolutely laughable. You can't do that. You can't be throwing the ball in like that and losing the ball when you desperately need to push forward and get an equaliser. That's unforgivable. It's going to be a corner here. Oh, it's really good play. Really good play. And he gets a free kick as well. Oh, no, he doesn't. Ref's not give it. Emiliano, which leagues do you usually watch? Well, given the name of the channel, Premier League Dad, we do focus mainly on the Premier League. So every time there's a Premier League match day, we will always watch at least one Premier League game. So usually we have a Premier League game on the Saturday, the Sunday, the Monday. But we watch Championship games. We watch any La Liga fixtures, Serie A, Bundesliga. I've got the Liga pass as well, so I'll watch French football quite a bit as well. We haven't done as much Portuguese football on the channel. Because we was going to do the Portuguese Cup final, the Taça de Portugal yesterday. Benfica against Sporting. Turned out to be a very good game, that one. We was going to do Portuguese football quite a bit more, and the Eredivisie as well. But they're probably the leagues that we would focus on. And obviously, we've done Celtic and Rangers, SPL. And we're doing the Scottish Premier League thingy as well. Scottish Premier League playoffs. Hotspur Hippie, want to collab with me? Sure, mate. Yeah, give us a message. Let's have a chat. Could do with some other footy fans who've got channels. Absolutely. Marco and the guy that kicks him is a player of Juventus. He's on loan. Is he really? Was it? No. The guy who kicked him was a Juventus. See, that's not cool, is it? That's what I don't like about Italian football. There's something about that. The Venezia defender is on loan from Juve and he kicks Conceição in the penalty area and Juve get a penalty which gets them Champions League football. That's a little bit naughty, that, isn't it? Little bit naughty, that. See, but do you know what? And that's the only thing. When people say to me, do you think there's corruption in football? I always say, no, come on. It would involve so many people being corrupt. Like, so much collaboration, so many people being corrupt, that it just wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. And yet yesterday, Emiliano Martinez gets sent off at Man United. And he's being linked heavily with a move to Saudi Arabia, where he's going to get paid big coin. Who owns the Saudi Pro League? Who's benefited the most by Aston Villa losing yesterday? So, you know, you've got to think about these things, and that's just makes you think, makes the cogs turn, doesn't it? Nick A13, do you know Park? Yeah, Park Salonika. Yeah, played Man United earlier this season, didn't they, as well? Emiliano, do you watch the Bundesliga every week? We don't do watch-alongs of the Bundesliga every week, but we do keep tab, I guess, of the Bundesliga. So as the games are going on, whatever game we're watching, if the Bundesliga is on at the same time, because usually the Bundesliga kicks off at 2:30, doesn't it? 2:30 is usually the kickoff time, and England has a 3 p.m. kickoff time. So if I'm dead honest, mate, most of the time we're watching the Premier League games as the Bundesliga games are going on. But I would say we do a watch-along most weeks. Yeah, of a Bundesliga game. Most weeks. Leanne, any extra time for Walsall? Well, we're into the... There's 5 minutes left of normal time. Maybe 4 minutes left, sorry. 4 minutes left of normal time and then extra time. I'll keep you informed as to how many minutes there's going to be. But as it stands, Wimbledon are in here down the right-hand side. They played a nice ball into the channel. Oh, I should have just took that into the corner. I don't think Walsall got a chance here now. Nick, the Italian League is famous for staged matches. Yesterday, Martinez seemed to do it on purpose. Villa goal wasn't allowed. I want to know why Aston Villa goal wasn't allowed. It wasn't allowed because the referee blew too quickly. He blew too soon. That's the problem. That is the problem. Marco, yes, his name is Nick Colucci, and he thinks that drives me crazy is that he doesn't even complain. That's a good tackle, really good tackle from the Walsall defender to win it back for them. Nick A13, he's serious, man. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that is why. So you don't think football is corrupt? I've always said that I don't think football is corrupt. That's my default position. I don't think football is corrupt, and I think that the 11 players versus the 11 players on the pitch is all that matters. And referees can't have that much influence over it because you would always spot them. I think if a referee gives a really terrible decision, let's say if you was a referee and you wanted to make sure a certain team won the game, I think it would be very easy to tell that you were trying to influence it one way. I think it would be so easy to tell, and I don't think you see that. I don't think you see that enough. So no, I don't think it is corrupt. But I think there are probably players who have been influenced to maybe make certain decisions. And like you say, that Juventus thing yesterday, or that Juventus game the other day, that's mad. That is mad that a Juventus player who is employed by that club fouls another Juventus player while on loan at Venezia. And for that reason, Juventus have probably got Champions League football. Here's Walsall breaking forward. Probably their last big chance here. Got to get it right. Oh, he's so clumsy. So clumsy. The ball was just stuck under his feet. It's like watching Bambi on ice, that. Ball from the left-hand side. Good ball in. It's cleared away. It's going to be a throw into Walsall. Nick A13, so you're telling me the Argentina won the World Cup 100% fair. Spain, Germany, Euros 2024, Cucurella hand. Like I said, mate, I think there's footballers who can be influenced, whether that's through betting or you know, gangland stuff. I don't know. I'm sure there's been stories of that in the past, but I don't think when you say is football corrupt, like there's wide scale corruption. No, I don't think there is. No, I don't think there is. I think you'd be able to tell. Marco, I mean, Tonali, what do you think about that? Yeah, well, Tonali betting on games, that shows that he's got a gambling problem, but I don't know if he's betting on games. Was Tonali betting on games that he was involved in? And, for example, was he betting on the teams that he's playing against to win? This is the thing we don't know with Tonali. Like, for example, if it was Sandro Tonali betting on games that he was involved in, and he was betting on, say, Everton to win yesterday, then you'd look at that and go, ooh, yeah, no, I don't like that. If it's just Sandro Tonali betting on Plymouth against Coventry, so what? Like, I don't really see an issue with that, but that's he probably could have been banned for that. That is, footballers aren't allowed to bet, full stop. Hotspur Hippie, I collab with Sava from Football Heritage TV. A few days if you know him. I don't know him, no. I don't know him. No, but I'm like I said, mate, if you want to have a chat or whatever, absolutely drop us a message. Give us a follow, all that good stuff. Rubes, he wasn't betting on games he was involved in. No, I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's why if he wasn't betting on games he was involved in, then I don't really see a problem with it. Someone asked in the chat about Sandro Tonali, and if he wasn't betting on games he was involved in, I don't really see a massive issue with it. The reason that players get banned because they're betting on games they're not involved in is because it's deemed by the betting companies that they have inside knowledge, don't they? You know, they might know, for example, ahead of schedule that a certain player might be starting. So they might bet on him to get a goal or bet on him to get a yellow. And the bookies don't know that information, so the odds might be loads better. So it's that sort of reason why they're not allowed to do it. Nick A13, betting companies know nothing. It's the players and teams that stage the matches. Yeah, I'm not sure that's the case. Again, I don't think there's any evidence of teams and players staging matches. Like I say, for this one, you'd have to say that Wimbledon and Walsall are in collaboration to stage it in Wimbledon's favour. I just don't think that's the case. I think Walsall want to win it. And I think that's the case with most football matches. One team wants to win it, the other team wants to win it. And, doesn't matter if there's a referee on the pitch or one or two players on the pitch who have an idea one way. I think you'd know. I think you'd know very, very quickly. You could tell very, very quickly. Emiliano, what is your dream Premier League? The one we just had, where we've won it. 1 minute of extra time. No, it's 6 minutes, Leanne. 6 minutes to go. There's 4 minutes left. Walsall pumping it forward here. Ethan, I referee some non-league matches and I bet on the matches I ref on. I would keep that very, very quiet, Ethan, because you'd lose your licence. Marco, he got banned for quite some time. Yeah, he did. Yeah, they don't like it. They don't like it. Walsall, that's poor. That's really poor from Walsall again. Really poor. It was Barrett just overhitting the pass. It's gone straight behind for a goal kick. Frustrating. Frustrating for the Saddlers here. Really frustrating. WTC mush. What does WTC mean? I don't know what WTC means, Chief. Nick A13, almost every league has some kind of corruption or staged matches. I don't agree. Personally. To each their own, but I don't agree. Emiliano, what do you say about Wirtz and Liverpool? Impressive that Liverpool have managed to get that deal done and you know, really, really good, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. He's the closest player I've seen to Philip Coutinho, who's one of my favourite Liverpool players for some time. It's a big deal. Yeah, it's got to work. And I think Arne Slot's got to change system for it to work. So we'll see. Walsall knock it forward here. Big chance. It's cleared away. Oh, offside. Offside. 2 minutes left now. Nick, Fulham are very suspicious. I swear they're a betting team. Play good one half, terrible the other. But that's just football. That is just football. There's plenty of teams do that. A game of two halves. That's an expression, isn't it? That's a really common expression. A game of two halves. It happens all the time. Teams go out. The game doesn't start how they expected it would. They play terribly. They get in at half time. The manager gives them a kick up the arse. And they come out second half and they know they've got it. You know, they go for it. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. So I don't think that's evidence of corruption that teams play better in one half than they do in the other. Christ, Liverpool, Istanbul. I don't think that was corrupt. Ethan, non-league are lower than the National League South. Hotspur Hibby, I'm 53 just for this interest. Nice Hotspur Hibby, I like it. Well, like I say, mate, I'm happy to have a chat, and it'd be good to learn how you do it and see what you've done so far. I'll take a look, mate. Jack Spurs, I think Hotspur Hippie is a troll. Well, if he is, that's for him and his conscience. I'm not, I'm happy to work. I'm not, no hers and graces with me, mate. I'll have a chat with anyone. I've got no ego. If someone's got a football channel and they want to have a chat and a chinwag, I'll do it with anyone, no problem. I don't think he's a troll at all. I think he seems like a nice guy. Yeah, I think he seems like a nice guy. I was going to say, I've just had a look at your channel, Hotspur Hippie. He seems like a nice guy. I don't think he's a troll at all. He has like 0 views. He's got more views than me. He seems like a nice fella. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's not a nice fella. I don't know. But he seems like a nice fella. They've won it. They've done it. Wimbledon are up. They've done it. Walsall have fluffed it at the end there. It's been an absolutely shocking performance from Walsall. Dave Besant, Wimbledon legend. He stands up. He's absolutely made up. The Wimbledon fans are bouncing there. That goal from Hippolyte just on half time changed it all. Walsall have just sunk to the floor. It's a great. Do you know what it is? I think the save that we've seen from Goodman in the first half, I think that was a big moment. I think Wimbledon have had the better of the chances today. They've probably been deserving of going through, but yeah, the game's not been the best to watch. Wimbledon have definitely deserved to go up today. Sad to see, Leanne. I'm sorry, Leanne. I'm sorry it's not been the result you wanted there, but yeah, it's not been a good performance from Walsall, and Wimbledon, they've done it. They've done it. There's fans crying in the stands. They're up to League One now. Up to League One. I wonder if we'll ever get AFC Wimbledon back in the Premier League. I wonder. Reese just looked at Dons versus Wimbledon history, so MK Dons is a fake Wimbledon. Well, basically what happened was, I'm paraphrasing Wimbledon fans, so don't, come after me. But basically what happened is Wimbledon were in real financial trouble, and they were moving to a stadium. They ended up splitting, and there was a move like hundreds of miles north, and people the Wimbledon fan base was like, hang on a minute. We don't want the club moving well out of Wimbledon. We don't want to be going to Milton Keynes, and that ended up creating 2 clubs. Yeah, so I wouldn't say MK Dons is a fake Wimbledon, but yeah, I don't know. The two kind of diverged from the same thing. Vert is so good, but for that amount of money, he has to perform nearly perfect. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure with that sort of a fee. Nick, this happens every game with Fulham. It's like they know when to play good. I still don't think that's corruption though, mate. FM No Casuals can't think of anything worse than not scoring in a final. It's not even just not scoring though. It's just that they didn't really hurt Wimbledon at any point. Simkin had loads of great saves in that game. It was all Wimbledon. Wimbledon have been the better team throughout, and it was one great goal that's won it. Kind of the same as we saw in the Sunderland-Sheffield United game. Just a great finish, two great finishes it was in that one, but a great finish at the end from Watson. Great finish today from Hippolyte. There you go, Wimbledon are up to League One. SCFC 2025, Marcus Rashford will be available for 40 million quid this summer. Source Fabrizio Romano. No one's paying 40 million for Rashford. Marco, it's over. Brandon Patino, do you think Mbappe deserves the European Golden Boot, or do you think the point system is unfair? I don't know enough about the point system. If I'm dead honest with you, mate, there's a fella who comes in called Civil Movement. He's one of our regular watchers. He might even be watching now. Great guy, and he talks about the European Golden Boot, and it's a really prestigious honour. I've never really put much stock in it because it's an individual honour. And I think football's a team game. So Mbappe winning the Golden Boot, that's a reflection on Real Madrid. And I don't think Real Madrid have had a particularly good season. So Mbappe winning it, I don't know. I don't know if he deserves it or not. It's mad to me that Gyökeres had like 67.5 and he was top for a while, wasn't he? But yeah, I think the achievements of Salah this season outstrip that of Mbappe's, put it that way. So the fact that Mbappe has more points in a European Golden Boot doesn't mean anything to me. What are you saying up the Vale? Poor Walsall. Leanne, the best team won, as they say. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Iker Garcia, Goodman and 10 more. Goodman has played really well all season for Wimbledon. He's been a very, very good keeper. Good find coming in from Palace. And good luck to him. Noah, worst final of all time? I don't know. Charlton the other day was a pretty rough one as well. FM No Casuals, play 46 games in the season, 2 playoff games, and don't even have a go in the final. Well, Walsall's collapse has to be studied, doesn't it? Walsall's collapse has to be studied. The fact that they were pretty much top of League 2 all season, and they've somehow managed, they've contrived to not go up is sensational. Unbelievable end to this League 2 season. And there he is. There's the goal scorer, the match winner, Hippolyte scoring and taking Wimbledon up to League One. The Dons up to League One. Rubes, Kieran is a troll, I've heard. Jack Spurs, we're interested in Javi Simons and Nkunku. I'd love them. Nkunku to Spurs is an interesting one. I do think there's a player in there with Nkunku. Not sure Javi Simons goes to Spurs though, but if you do manage to get him, I mean, fair play. H1250, utterly disgusted by Walsall. Walsall tried to be composed and forgot they had to score 2. H1250 set pieces were also trash. Yeah, it was I think the full game, mate, there was a lot of long balls, a lot of set pieces that just kind of it was difficult to watch. And Walsall, they just haven't found a way of hurting Wimbledon. Jack Spurs, we have gained interest in big players because we won Europa. If we didn't win that, then no one would want to join us. Only youth players would. Listen, you won it, and you've got to get the credit. You've given the credit to Ange, haven't you? Ange has got to get the credit for that as well as the players. Spurs have done really well to get themselves in the Champions League, and I think with a fully fit squad going into the new season, couple of signings, Spurs could be back in that top half next year. I think Spurs are going to improve big style next season, and I hope they stick with Ange. I do hope they stick with Ange. There's rumours today that Ange Postecoglou is going to get moved on, but I'd be very disappointed if that was the case. FM No Casuals lost their top goal scorer who was on loan. Doesn't help, but still. Yeah, it was it Lowe? Lowe got recalled. Was it to, I think it was to Stoke City. Yeah, Lowe got recalled, and from that moment, they didn't really. But even then, I mean, that's not no excuse. They went on like a 14-game run where they didn't win a game of football. If you're top of the league, you can't blame that on just your top striker falling away. It's like Arsenal. It's Jack Spurs. We all want him out though. We want Glasner. You're not going to get Glasner at Spurs. No chance. Do you know who you should get? Do you know who Spurs should be going for? Seriously. If Spurs do get rid of Ange Postecoglou, which I hope you don't, I think you'd be very foolish to do so. But if Spurs do get rid of Ange Postecoglou, I think you need to go and get Thomas Frank from Brentford. Thomas Frank from Brentford gets Spurs back up there. Exceptional manager. Very, very good manager. Even Vitor Pereira from Wolves would be a good shout. But yeah, I think Thomas Frank could be the one. He's the one that Spurs should go for if Ange gets moved on at some point. Right, listen. I'm going to end the live because we are very, very near to tonight. Well, we're not actually, to be fair. It's what time are we starting tonight's live? Tonight's live against... It's Livingston against Ross County tonight. And it's a 7:45 or 8 p.m. kickoff? I don't know what time it is. What time's kickoff tonight? What time is kickoff? 7. Right, okay. 8 p.m. kickoff. We'll be live at 7. So I've got a couple of hours. Right, so I'm going to end the live and we are going to be back. User not found. That's my number one top manager too, mate. Yeah, that's the one, mate. You've got to go after Ange. You've got to go after Thomas Frank if you don't get Ange. Or if you don't keep Ange, rather. But yes, I'll be back in little under 2 hours. I'll be back for Ross County against Livingston. Big game in the Scottish Premier League. Relegation playoff, second leg. Ross County won, Livingston won. The fans were spitting at the coaching staff in the last game, so it's going to be a fiery one, that one. It's going to be a very, very fiery encounter. Really looking forward to that one. Yeah, come back and check us out. If you haven't already, please make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks everyone who's been in the chat, in the comments. Jack Spurs, top guy, appreciate it. H1250 as well. Appreciate everyone who's been watching and everyone who's commented. Thank you so much. Come back and check us out. We do lives every single day for all these different leagues and teams. Rubes, I won't be back. I'm ironing my pencil case. You lie teller. You can't stay away from me, you sunshine. Right, and I'll see you all in a